Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is BWTM Sports. And if it's the first time you're listening, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a regular, hey, good to see you back. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video, comments, as always, are appreciated, no abuse. And yeah, share the video when you get a chance. Trying to hit that 5,000, it's 5,000, 4,000 subscribers and 2 million YouTube views on this channel. So we're working hard and we appreciate your views. Right. So the situation is that I've been reading some of the comments I've been getting in the comment section, and I was asked the other day my comments or my thoughts on the heavyweight division. So what I'm going to do now is do my thoughts on the heavyweight division, what's going on at the moment, and just try and be as honest as possible. In my personal opinion, my phone's going off. That is from Abel Sanchez, just getting me updated, and I'll give you more news on that the next time I'm doing an interview with him. So let me switch my phone off. Sorry, very unprofessional. Okay, so there's people in room. That welcome to you all that are coming into room. I would appreciate if you could let me know where you are in the world listening to this. This is a general video of my thoughts on the heavyweight division, what's been going on. Of course, I did the Eddie Chambers interview where I sort of basically try to push Eddie Chambers against the wall and ask him if he really wanted to fight Anthony Joshua or not, regardless if it was a bogus Instagram or not. Just thought, well, you should jump on the opportunity and make the most of it. All right, so here we go. Let's get started in this evening, this heavyweight talk. Mikey says, Tubes, weed degree, good to see in the room. Tubes, evening, show him in the room. Right, I don't care about AJ's team releasing any statement. I don't. People waiting that statement like he's the prime minister or the country or something. You know what's going to happen. So you just know what's going to happen. But I'll take a backtrack on this first and foremost. I want to clear in my mind, make some things very clear. Right. Let's talk about this situation with Edward Chambers, and Anthony Joshua. The way I look at it is quite simple. Anthony Joshua was having a direct conversation with Eddie Chambers. He wasn't talking to you. He wasn't talking to me. He wasn't talking to the Instagrammers. And those people who are offended by what Anthony Joshua had to say, tough. He wasn't talking to you. If you want to have a problem with Eddie Chambers. Eddie Chambers was the one who opened up that message to the world. If he had not shared that message, you wouldn't know any different. Right? So, really and truly, what one black man, which it is, says to another black man is none of anyone's goddamn business because it was a private message. And the sooner people get off it, is it racist? No, it's not racist. Is it derogatory? No, it's not derogatory. Well, not to me, it isn't. It's just one black man talking to another black man. And that's just the way it goes. Simple. And no more of it, and no more, no less of it than that. It's just people on the outside, and I do say people on the outside who don't understand, who don't have a clue, who just want to trouble make and want to cause a scene with not really understanding what the situation is. One man is talking to another man. It was a private message. If now Joshua made that statement, if it's from his team, if it's Joshua that made that statement and he sent it out open in the Twitter world, then maybe I'd say, yeah, okay. And he said, well, this color is better than that color. Sure, you have a reason to be upset. It may be a divisive message. I get you. But other than that, really, get over yourselves. What are you getting offended for? It's racist because he said his race is superior. How can you not understand? I can understand very simply, Jordan Anderson. Was he talking to you? Was he talking to me? Was he talking to Twitter? He was talking directly to one person, and it was a private message. It was a private message. So if you want to be offended by it, that's your problem. I've got better things in my life to do than to sit down and get offended by somebody who wasn't even talking to me. And if you really want to get on that stance about being offended and being racist, well, okay, where were you when Kovalev was making him comments about Adonis Stevenson, about the monkey? What about that? What about Oscar De La Hoya? And when Oscar De La Hoya came out, a member of Oscar De La Hoya's team was insulting Al Heyman and calling him the N-word. What about that? What about when Angel Garcia turned around and was insulting Amir Khan? Or when Angel Garcia was going around and insulting Keith Thurman? What about that? What about that? Why is it just because Anthony Joshua said something? Because you may like Anthony Joshua. Why? And the thing is, the message wasn't public. So frankly, it's none of my business and none of frankly your business. If you want to make it your business and make it a problem, then fine. But frankly, if I were Anthony Joshua, I'd say, you know what? It was a man-and-man situation. He exposed the message. Don't know why he exposed it. Bottom line is, that's what I said to him, and it's nobody else's business. If he puts it out on you, if he puts it out on Twitter and makes a statement like that on Twitter, and it's for public viewing, and it's addressing the public at large, then fine. If you've got a chip on your shoulder about it, then you have a problem. But basically, don't stick your nose in where it doesn't belong. It's none of your business. Chambers made it public. It's a problem when white people say it. Well, if white people choose to say it, that's their business as well. It's their business as well. But don't come on. If Tyson Fury said it, Tyson Fury said a lot of things as well. What's it got to do if Tyson Fury said it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Really? Is it really gonna? Does the text message of Joshua stop you going to work in the morning? Does a text message stop you taking a piss? You see, people, it's fickle. When you get robbed blindly week in, week out watching boxing, and the referees continue to stop fights when shouldn't be stopped, or judges judging dodgy positions, make dodgy moves, and you get dodgy scorecards. If you guys took the effort and the energy to do that and start voting and start protesting at promoters and saying, you know what, I'm not taking this garbage no more. I'm not taking these hometown decisions no more. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not paying for the fights, right? I'm not paying the fights. I'll stay at home, watch it at home. Then you make a move. But at the end of the day, people are just talking for talking's sake. I really, really couldn't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It was none of your business. It's Joshua. So what? So what? This is a guy who's got a record. He has got a criminal record. All right. He's a guy from the streets. This is a goddamn boxer we're talking about. He's a boxer. That's what he is. I'm not dissing boxers, but it is what it is. I don't understand what people are going at. He says, with degree some white, I couldn't give a shit what he said to many liberal dicky shits around these places. Exactly. I really don't give a damn. And I'm a black man. I don't give a damn. All right. My son is my son is mixed race. I don't give a damn. I really don't give a damn. It doesn't stop my day-to-day life. What is said between one man and another man is their business. People on the outside, I'll say, people from the outside, people who are out of the community, out of the black community, don't understand it. That's just something that happens. It happens. I don't see what the big fuss is. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I've been called at times, because I conduct myself in a certain way. Some people in my community think I'm a sellout. I've heard people say, I've heard people that don't know me say that guy is a sellout. He's not conscious. He's trying to be something that he's not. I've heard it. So what? It's just talk. It's talk, and it was a text message that wasn't addressed to you. And any dipshit that decides to say, look what Andy Johnson did. It's one of those people, when you're in school and two people have a discussion, are going to have a fight, there's always that one person that goes and says, "Miss, these two are going to fight. Look, they're going to fight." Get over yourselves. Sell out. Yep, that's it. I've heard it. People say all sorts of crap for you. A lot of people say it because they're jealous. Get over it. Get over it. It is what it is. Let's move on. So this Joshua Chambers thing. Now, I remember back in the day, I'm sure back in the day, I don't know how true this is. There were rumors that promoters or certain promoters were controlling certain people's social media accounts. Okay? So you know, if promoters are controlling certain social media accounts, why are people jumping straight away to Anthony Joshua? Is it Anthony Joshua the only person who's got control of the social media account? Does his promoter have control of the media account? I don't know. Tone says whether he's meant it or not, they were shit talking each other privately. Thank you, Tone. Things get said. It was meant as a put down. Chambers put their private conversation out there. Kiddie stuff. Coping down line. Dillian said from day one AJ was fake and not being himself. If AJ didn't send it, then it's some shenanigans going on. To be honest, Joshua was kiddie for saying you're a bum to Chambers. But do you know what? It might not even be him that said it. You've got to wonder who else has got control of social media accounts. And I'll let you into this much. If I were to put two and two together, let's look at things from a different perspective, just for a second. I said this after the attack on 5, and I said to people, the tide is turning against Anthony Joshua. And like any sports star in the UK, regardless if you're black or you're white, it doesn't make a difference. You're going to fall. It's not a matter of if, it's when. I said it about when David Beckham did what he did. You remember David Beckham could do no wrong. And then what happened with David Beckham? Went to the World Cup, and then what happened to good old Becks? Did what he did. He came back to England, and he was the most hated guy on the planet, or UK. Death threats and the lot. Look at our darling Frank Bruno, eh? Frank Bruno, Britain's most loved celebrity or boxer or whatever public figure. Look, this guy was running mad on the streets, and it had it all in the newspapers. Yet to get sectioned off. And look at the way the people treated him. Huh? You tell me. You tell me. So people are deluded. Absolute Joshua fans are deluded if they think that Joshua is not going to fall. And I tell you something now. If he doesn't re-sign with his promoter, expect even more shenanigans. I'm telling you. Wait. I hope to good Lord, I hope to good Lord that you know where you do things. See, you begin to wonder about a few things. The Khan thing with Joshua and his wife, was it true? Then the situation with Tyson Fury and him swearing at Tyson. And then I've seen sometimes when he's been interviewed, I've seen two AJs. I've seen corporate AJ and I've seen street AJ. Do you mean? But I guess if you've made a certain amount of money and you're in a position where you've made a hell of a lot of money and you've secured what you need to secure, then the AJ, a corporate AJ, may have to get dropped. And then he might be thinking to himself, you know what? I'm not having people like Wilder chat to me like that. I'm not having people like certain man step to me in a certain way. So I'm going to step to him in a different kind of way. So he may just be taken a different way. Okay? So what messages? What? I'm from the streets. Now I work in an office. I grew up. Okay, fair enough. So, you know, you don't know what a man's truly thinking. I as a as a supposed sports journalist, or you know, I would more ask the question: what does Joshua do when he goes out to Dubai? I'm very interested why he spends a lot of time in Dubai. I really am interested. Is that going to be his second home? I'd like to know what he's doing out in Dubai. I'd also like to know if why he's out in Dubai, why he's not come rushing back to the UK to try and solve this problem. I'd like to know why. I'm interested. Ingram, look at the major sportsmen we've had in the UK. Why don't people realize when we build them up, we knock them down? It's normal nowadays. It's true. Something is telling me Fury knew about the deal and before it was made public. Listen, listen, listen to me when I tell you things, right? That Joshua and Fury have had words, and I'll leave it as that. Okay, they've had words. So, and it'll be a great fight whenever it happens. We'll talk about that in a minute. Joshua versus Eddie Chambers. Could that fight happen? I know a lot of the public don't think it's going to happen and can't happen, but I don't understand why such a text message has been sent out. And look, if you're in a position of power or position of where you know everyone's trying to get at you, you've got a target on your back, why would you send a text message like that with the possibility that somebody is going to send it and let it out to the public? It's something you have to be wondering. You have to wonder. No chance AJ versus Chambers. Listen, we said it the other. Did we not say it the other day? Did we not say it the other day? Joshua could fight the bin man and people would tune into it. Listen, if he's looking for a voluntary to make time for a summer fight, and they want to fight in what, March or something like that. I hope there have been rumors floating around. Believe it or not, rumors floating around that Chambers and Joshua are going to fight in March at Wembley, but I don't believe that. We've had Joshua versus Molina, LOL. Hearn is capable of anything, and AJ versus Chambers bides him time so they can marinate the wildfire. I agree. You don't know if AJ sent it. I'm not saying I know if AJ sent it. Stop being so deluding to thinking AJ wouldn't send it. Chambers is Palais Fury. It makes sense if you think long term. Chambers at that level, it ain't gonna happen. Well, listen, I tell you, this is something else I want to talk about now, which I think is absolutely foolish. Boxing is a business, okay? Understand boxing being a business. If you don't get it, boxing is a business, right? I don't know if that fight at Wembley is going to happen, but there's been lots of talk about it. Wembley, March, I think the date was either March 25th, Wembley 2018. That's what the murmurs are. I hope to God those murmurs are not true. I really do. I hope they're just murmurs and they're rumors and they're crap, and we just leave it as that. But in this world, as we know, Joshua is an event fighter. And whereas you don't want to see the fight, there are a whole lot of casuals that want to see the fight. Remember, you really don't have an opinion on this. If you're deluded enough to believe you have an opinion on who Joshua fights, then you're more deluded than I thought you were in the beginning. Because you think how much money can be made from Joshua versus Chambers by the casual market, right? This is not Joshua is not for the boxing connoisseur. Forget it. The Joshua market isn't about the boxing connoisseur. When will you get it? This market is about making as much money as possible out of Joshua, and Chambers is an American. Okay, has he got any selling power? Well, not much, but you could sell it at the point of, well, one black man thinks he's better than another black man, and it's that stuff. I mean, a press conference between those two based on that conversation alone would be very interesting. Politically, it would be interesting as well. AJ will never fight Chambers. Well, if I told you AJ was going to fight Molina, you wouldn't have believed me. They fought. Okay, so anything is possible. AJ will never fight Takam. Well, he fought him. Listen, it's got nothing to do with what you think or what you believe. This is a business first and foremost. Understand it's a business. And what I don't care if you think it's pointless. I didn't think Molina was. Did you think Molina was? There was a point fighting Molina? I mean, honestly, there was any point fighting Molina? There isn't. There wasn't. But people tuned in to see Molina. And you might have thought, I don't want to see the Molina fight. It would happen. It happened. Okay. It's got nothing to do. I'm not interested in people's opinion and saying, I don't think the fight's going to happen. Well, okay, if you don't think it's going to fight, fine. That's your opinion. But to say it won't happen, that means you are very deluded because, I mean, it can happen. What's stopping it happening? If Chambers says he'll take the fight and Joshua, if the numbers are right for Joshua Chambers, they make it happen. It happens. Simple. Molina rocked Wilder. Yeah, God. Oh my God. So now under your so Molina rocked Wilder. So we're basing a guy's whole world title ambitions or ranking based on he rocked Wilder. I mean, I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't understand, and I'm not getting your thinking. It don't make no sense. Right. So these people don't understand how low Hearn will stoop to. He's milking the cow and easy sellable fighters before he leaves him. Thank you very much. No papers have talked about any tweet. There's no build-up in the media anyway. Yeah, but do you think there's a reason why the media are not on it? Have you see? Do you really need that much of education, or are you that much deluded to the fact that the promoters do not have control of the media? Oh my good Lord. The promoters have so much control over the media, you have no idea. Molina, Takam, Brazil, all active heavyweights. This isn't EastEnders. Oh, yeah? Okay. Stay deluded. You know, it's just not about what we want to see. It's what we're forced to see. Understand? Hearn controls the media. He pulls the trigger when he needs to. Press passes are at stake. Hence, no stories. Thank you very much. At least somebody's got some sense here. I mean, promoters have some control of the media. All right, they do have some control of the media. Trust me, I know. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking for your opinion on it. I'm not asking for. I'm talking about basically educate fact. You just contradict yourself. How are you going to say this sells based on DMs and the media don't care about this? They don't care about the fight and they don't care about the political row. That's two separate things. That's two separate things. Are you talking about the political situation or are you talking about a fight? What are you talking about? Are you arguing about a political situation or are you talking about a fight? If you talk about a fight, it's possible. If you talk about a political situation, why do you want to do it? Because it damages his PR. Are you have you ever worked in business before? It's a political disaster at the moment. That's what it is. Who likes watching change? Who cares what you like? Who cares? Listen, it doesn't. Listen, get it in your heads. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Eddie Hearn and Joshua and Chambers are in the room, and when they're negotiating fights, they don't care about what you think or what you believe, or if you like the fight, they don't give a shit about you. All they care about is making money. Chambers, Joshua, Hearn, and whoever else is in the room that matter about making money. That's it. That's it. How often do you see the mainstream media? No, how often do you see boxers negotiating their contracts over Twitter? Come on, man. Just get real. So I'm just mentioning this. Take it as this way. If someone invite you around their house later on and talk shit about you or your family, you don't invite them back. Okay. It's just sad to see the mainstream journalists bowing down and refusing to write about the comments. You're not doing your job properly if you're not told to report news that sells. Agree. So you're gonna sell this fight on a political disaster. You're reaching right now. Oh my good Lord. Oh my good Lord. Oh my good Lord. Listen, you know what? Do yourself a favor and go and buy yourself an AJ poster and buy yourself some links and drink the AJ water and go to Westfields and do some shopping. But just leave me alone. It's selling out regardless. They don't care how you think or feel because the casuals. And do you not understand? Do you not understand that Joshua can fight the bin? I don't understand how people can turn around and say, "Oh, it's all right. Joshua can fight who he wants because he's the event." Well, he is the event. So if he's the event, then the general rules of he's got to fight this person. This person's got to be active. Blah blah blah. That doesn't matter with an event. It doesn't matter the event. My comment was an analogy for the media not being invited to the press, etc. If they talk shit, of course, agree. An event fighter, yes, but could sell Chambers fight, but it's a pointless fight. Sure, it's a pointless fight, but so is the Molina fight a pointless fight. I think the Molina fight was he rocked Wilder. Well, the Eddie Chambers fight could be, well, he chat shit to Chambers said he wanted to fight back in the day, and Chambers is going to go and train with Peter Fury, and he's friends with Tyson Fury, and they could sell it like same garbage, So do you think AJ said what Ed Chambers is true? Do I think it's true? Does it make a difference? Does it really make a difference what I think? Really? Is that really going to make a difference? I don't know. Now, do you understand also that the public do think for themselves? If you put crap on, people will reject it. Yeah, people who are casuals will lap it up. Sponsors will lap it up. It's not Joshua. It's not about the connoisseurs of boxing, the well-read, the well-understood. Forget it. It doesn't work. Most casuals will buy boxing. Listen, let me educate you. Lomachenko, who's meant to be pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, can't sell tickets, despite everyone talking about how great Lomachenko is, right? And I just listened to this. I got this information. I was watching it. I can't remember the guy's channel, and I come back to Channel T about it. Sponsors will wrap up racist DMs. No, they won't. Excuse me. It's not a racist DM. Why is it racist? Why is it racist? Tell me, explain to me why it's racist, okay? So it's a problem with race, right? One black man's talking to another black man. How can it possibly be racist? How can it possibly be racist? One black man talking to another black man. How can it be racist? I don't get it. I don't understand your thinking. And more to the point, why I think it's the dumbest piece of crap I've heard is that it was one conversation with another guy that was private between one man and another man. What business of it was it? Tom Smith, a superior race? Who is talking to whom? You're interpreting it. Did you talk to Anthony Joshua? Did you understand if it was Joshua or whoever it was? Did you understand what they were saying? Come on, talk to me. Superior race, yes. Who is he talking to you? Did Joshua text you and say to you the superior race to you? No, it was none of your business. You only know about it because Eddie Chambers revealed it to you. Otherwise, he wasn't talking to you. So what's your problem? What is your problem? What is your beef? Is your life so minuscule and you've got nothing else in your life to do than to sit down and think about Anthony Joshua all day long? Is that it? I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You sit down all day long, just Joshua. What's Joshua said now? Oh. I mean, what? I mean, I don't understand it. I'm sorry. Right, but I'm dropping it, leaving it here. As far as I'm concerned, I repeat my point, and I'll say it for the final time. Joshua and Chambers, as far as I'm concerned, so something is only racist if it's directed to you. Okay. My friend, you're the same man that said, okay, let me leave it this way, you, Mr. Ayo. The message is not racist, okay? How can you be racist? I'm a black man. Joshua's a black man. Chambers is a black man. What's racist about it? Where's the white dude in the room? I don't understand at what point where Joshua said this race, the black race, is more superior to the white race. I didn't hear him say that. So if Joshua and Chambers are two black men having a conversation over a phone, why has anybody else got a problem with it? Is AJ allowed an opinion of race, or has it been decided we are all equal? But AJ didn't say. Well, okay, as far as I'm concerned, nobody knows who sent it. Nobody knows who sent it apart from the person that sent the message. Okay, so that's it. Eddie Hearn may have been in the room, possibly. I don't care. I don't care. So how's it racist? How's it racist? At what point is it racist? Do you guys actually think about it? I'm Nigerian. If a Jamaican calls me a smelly African, is that not racist? No, you might. Okay, you might be an African and you may have some BO problems. That's not racist. You've got hygiene problems. Yeah, so you may have hygiene problems. And like I said, go and get a tub of a tin of Lynx and spray it. But take a shower first. So listen, if you were next to me and you smell, I wouldn't say to you you were I wouldn't say it was racist. I'd say you have a hygiene problem and you should go and clean yourself up. That's what I say to you. So you're Nigerian. So that's what it is. I get it. I understand. It's a AJ thing. I get it. Cameron says, never going to know who said it. They have said it was hacked. Journalists won't report it and people will forget about it. Yeah, the links effect, indeed. It's okay to talk about Fury's personal opinion on superior race means his race is superior to other races. No, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Listen, you people who have got a problem with the superior race issue have just got an issue in general. You've got an issue. You've got an issue, all right? You're the same people who have issue, take issue. Listen, if you want to take issue about the superior race thing, taking issue with Sergey Kovalev, taking issue with Oscar De La Hoya, taking issue with Angel Garcia. Go and take an issue of all those three things. Be consistent and come back and talk to me. Go and do videos on all those three things and come back and talk to me. So it's not racist. Oh yeah, and Bernard Hopkins. Well, Bernard Hopkins. Well, if you use superior words and race it, Shades has it's racism. Okay, all right, okay. Do me example. Do me a favor, right? Go in the dictionary and find out what racism is, please, please. And I have a. Why are you shouting? I have a headache. Do yourself a favor, mate. Take some tablets and go and whack off on one. The whole thing is blown out of proportion. But the way you're talking about, you're going about it on it, social media. You are a pillock. Oh, a pillock. Well, it takes a pillock to know a pillock. You know that? But you know what? You're a blocked pillock. Bye. Check out Tversky and racism. Oh, God. What happens if AJ gets stopped by Wilder? I don't know and don't care. Right. So we have a few idiots in the room. And we'll move on. So that's my thoughts on AJ versus Chambers and blah 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 blah. Right. Next talking point. Definition of racism. I believe that race is primarily. Oh my dear me, God! There's two people having a conversation in a room. You are absolute moron, Daniel Donald. You're an absolute moron. There's two people having a conversation in a room between us. He said there's a superior race. So he called. He was slagging off Chambers. All right. It was a community thing. Understand? Community talk. That's all it is. I'm telling you, you don't understand. You don't get it. All right? Don't try and understand. Don't try and walk in our shoes. Don't try it. Don't try and understand it. Don't try and get it. Forget it. You'll never understand it. There's two people in the community having a conversation with one another inside the community, and that's it. So leave it as it is. We're moving on, and that's that. Right. Parker, Fury, Wilder talk. Right. We're going to move on a bit. Will Chambers be entered into IBF rankings? That's a good question, Tubes. A very good question. You never know. You never know. Right. The next person I want to talk about is it Racy Ingram? You only say it because you'll protect your media image for Eddie Hearn. Oh, mate. You know what? You do me a favor. You can go and take a long walk down at Brighton Beach, right? Start walking down at Brighton Beach and keep walking, and just keep walking when you get into the water, and stop walking and just keep walking and don't stop. See you later. Next. Racism, simple as by definition and logic. Two men talking to one another. I don't think it's racist, but let's move it on. You obviously don't get it. No, you don't get it. If you are considered smelly, I suggest you go and take a shower. Nothing to do about being racist. It's just you're not clean. You've got BO problems. You've got hygiene problems. Everyone going on like Wilder has never been knocked down just because the footage has not been taken off YouTube. So yes, Ingram, if you have the power, you can control things. Of course you can. Those who control the media control the minds. I absolutely agree with you there, Mart's MB3. Definition of racism is not liking someone because you're thinking that your race is superior. That is a definition. Yes. And I'm sure some of the people in this room are proper racists. And, you know, they're probably racist that people are in this room. And that isn't exactly what he... Hey, thank you very much, Rob. Just making that clear. So, yeah, people need to be ripped apart. Because there's some uneducated people in the room trying to be educated. Right? Two people in a room having a conversation. Two people in a room. Both are black. They're having a conversation one another. No white people in the room. Two black people in the room having a conversation. Where's the racism in that? If one black man says to another black man, I'm a better black man than you. What's racist about it? There's nothing racist about it whatsoever. People make it out as racist because Joshua said, yeah, I can't subscribe. How you subscribe to this, Tosh? I'll tell you how. How you subscribed? I'll tell you how you unsubscribe. I blocked you. Bye. So next. Lot of pro-Brexit in the room. Well, right. He said a disgrace to the superior, to being the words that are under my control. Of course, superior. Yeah. He may have said that in the way I determine it. As if I was saying that to another person that looked like me, and he was saying superior, saying, listen, I'm a better black man than you because I'm more conscious of being who I am as a black man. That's what he was saying. But with all due respect, and that's not being disrespectful, I can't think the way a white man would think or a white guy would. I can't, because that's not my culture. But as a black man, I know how a black man thinks. And I've got a fair idea of what we think and the things that we struggle and the things we go through. But I can't think the way a white guy thinks. So I don't for 1 second expect somebody who's white to understand what somebody black is thinking, and vice versa. But what I do want people to understand is it's two people in a room having a conversation that both look like one another. Now, if Joshua had said that to Nathan Gorham, or he'd said that to Tyson Fury, he'd said that to somebody who was white or Asian, and he went, "Oh, we're the superior race," then we could talk about racism. But you idiots, there are two black people in a room, unless you're suggesting that Eddie Chambers is white or he's Indian. Idiot statements. So forget it. Just absolutely dumb this. Oh, right. That is it. No more. No more. How many times does Ingram need to say the media are controlled and the media controls the casual average? It's massive money making and everyone wins. And hey, really, does the media really need to cover it? Really? I don't think they do they? But you know, I can tell you something. I can tell you something right now. If something is something that it's not, and it's been, let's put it this way. If somebody has a character that's less than, it's got a suspect character, it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. Only a matter of time. Now let's talk some boxing. Let's get into this. They don't need to cover it, but they covered Fury's comments, so it's double standards not covering this. I agree. But you understand where it's at, Cameron. Right. Now let's talk some boxing. First person I have a problem with. Well, I'm going to mention some names here, and we're gonna take the media will get their press passes protected. You bet Hearn has ordered every single one of them to keep AJ Chambers out their mouths. Why did Joshua get annoyed with Chambers anyway? Because of something going back. Next topic. This isn't question time. The media didn't cover it because AJ's side of the story was absent. Oh dear. Let's get it right. It wasn't racist, but the whole "to the superior" means it is what it meant. Whoever it wrote to, it's true. Two Fury News, but I don't think Joshua wrote it. Well, that's debatable. Whoever does he have full control of his Instagram account? Does his promoter have control of his Instagram account? Because I heard a story, allegedly, the promoter controls all of the Instagram accounts. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but I remember there was once there was a time where I heard that all Matchroom fighters, that their accounts were controlled. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't confirm that. And to be honest, I don't care. But if that's the case, that's the case. Don't compare Fury to AJ. What? Shut up. Next. AJ has a lot of one-trash people doing his social media. They all wear the same tracksuit. Right. I want to talk about some guys now. Parker, Fury, Wilder, Brown, Miller. There's 5 guys there in the heavyweight division. Oh, yeah, on a final point, sorry. Final point. I said that AJ's going to go his own way. I said it straight after the Takam fight. And people laughed at me and said, he needs Eddie Hearn. Okay? The writing is on the wall. If you listen to AJ carefully, he's interviewed and he's asked a question about Wilder. He says the interviewer mentions about negotiations for a Wilder fight. Eddie Hearn is negotiating. Joshua says, my team. Joshua made it clear he has his team and there's Eddie Hearn. What don't you get? He talks about his team and then there's Eddie Hearn. Very interesting. Go back and listen to that interview again. Joshua talks about my team and Eddie Hearn. So I would suggest you have a listen to that. AJ has a manager. Indeed. My team and Eddie Hearn. Yes. My team and Eddie Hearn. But you watch. As soon as Joshua gets beat, all them people around him are going to leave him. Watch and see. Joshua's not immune to it. All them hangers on, which they are, they're going to leave him. I'm telling you now. Wait and see. Now, like I mentioned those guys. Fury, Wilder, Joshua, Lucas Brown, Parker. 5 heavyweights. Joshua, unified champion. Parker, WBO champion. There's something apparent. See, they're all unbeaten fighters. Oh, and Miller, 6. All unbeaten fighters. Now, I want to talk about Lucas Brown first. Lucas Brown, and this is what triggered this conversation. I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and they said, oh, Lucas Brown's a very good, tough gatekeeper. I went, well, hold on a second. Whoa, wait, hold on a second. Lucas Brown is a tough gatekeeper. I said, where'd you get that from? Now, when somebody's a tough gatekeeper, when you say gatekeeper, they say, well, the gatekeeper is the person that you got to fight to determine whether you are going to go on to that next stage to be a world champion. Gatekeeper. Usually gatekeepers had X amount of fights and they've lost. And, you know, so how the hell can a guy be a gatekeeper? How can this guy... No, Dillian Whyte's been beaten. So Dillian Whyte does not come into the equation. Forget Dillian Whyte. This is about the unbeatens. Dillian Whyte has already been beaten by Joshua. So, let me stay on topic now, please. So, back to my point. So, Lucas Brown. Let me understand. Let me clear something up about Lucas Brown here. I've made a few comments in the past about Lucas Brown, but you have to give the man credit. One, he's unbeaten. But who's he for? Hold on. He's unbeaten. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, I spoke to Lucas Brown's manager today, and he would have come on today, but he will be on in the next couple of days, live and exclusive on BWTM Sports. So don't worry about that. Any news that comes through, it'll come through BWTM, and we'll let you know because we'll have Lucas Brown's manager on the phone. So don't worry about that. So back to Lucas Brown. This is a guy that went abroad and fought Shagayev, and nobody gave him a cat's hope in hell to beat Shagayev. He got dropped by Shagayev. He got up and he knocked out Shagayev to become the WBA regular title champion. Now remember, the regular title's been held by Povetkin. It's also been held by one David Haye. So if you value David Haye as a world champion, and if you value Povetkin as a champion, then you should value Lucas Brown as a champion. Lucas Brown hasn't been beaten yet. Lucas Brown might be slow and he may be cumbersome, but he can punch. Now, oh, well, you know, he was shot to pieces. If he was shot to pieces, if he was so shot to pieces, why did everyone believe Shagayev would have beat him? Why did everyone think he was going to beat him? If a guy's shot to pieces, wait, if a guy's shot to pieces, then why did everyone back Shagayev to knock his ass out? So I'm not buying that. Shagayev got knocked out. He got knocked out. He wasn't expecting to lose that fight. He got knocked out. Lucas Brown won. Okay, he got off the deck to do it. There's only one other man in the heavyweight division who's proven to do that, and that is Anthony Joshua. Now, let me remind you, when Joshua got off the deck, he got knocked down by a guy who hadn't fought for almost 2 years. Let me remind you of that. Let me remind you of that. When Lucas Brown got dropped, he got up. He got up. And he knocked Shagayev out. So there are two guys who've got off the deck to win a fight. Shagayev and Lucas Brown. Okay? Lucas Brown and Anthony Joshua. They're the two guys that have got off the deck to win fights. In world title fights, may I say. Lucas Brown, whether you say like it or not, he's a world champion. And the question marks about whether Lucas Brown was on drugs or not, or he'd taken something, that's still debatable. Because he did what he wasn't meant to do, which was knock Shagayev out. He was going to get knocked down and stay down. He didn't get knocked out. He got up and he knocked out Shagayev. You can say what you want about, well, he was on drugs. Well, you don't know that. You don't know that. You're only repeating what somebody else has told you. And some of them sources that have been coming out, I can tell you now, having worked in the media for a while, was absolute garbage. He got popped off of Shagayev. Listen, you don't know that. You're just reading. You're reading, but you didn't do the research over it, right? You don't know he got popped. You don't know. You're just reading shit. You don't know. You didn't ask him. You didn't do the research. You don't know, right? You're just reading information off Boxing Scene or wherever else your lazy asses go. You're not doing the research, right? So there's quite possible, very possible, that Lucas Brown got spiked. Okay? And when Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, and he said in the room, I don't want to drink that water. I don't want to drink that water because I don't know he's been spiked. Fury knew what was up, right? And I understand the sort of crap that goes on in boxing now, where people's food gets spiked, their meat gets spiked, when they get invited to these big dinners, yeah? And the food's spiked. It don't matter if it's spiked for anybody else in the room because they're not fighting. They're going to get tested in the morning. But his food got spiked, possibly got spiked. His drink got spiked. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think Lucas Brown has been set up. He's been set up. That's what I think. So, look, you can take it or you can leave it. So that's Lucas Brown. No gatekeeper, no tough gatekeeper, and he can punch. You can say what the hell you want. Lucas Brown is a legitimate puncher. Was Ortiz set up then? Well, I was fortunate to have interviewed Luis Ortiz's manager. So I interviewed him. So I've spoken to him. Not the case of I read it on boxingscene.com or I read it on this or I read it on that or I got further down information for a boxing forum. I actually did the work. And I spoke to his trainer. I spoke to his manager, in fact. And according to them, they said the samples got messed up. Now, Povetkin got popped. Ortiz got popped. And Stavern, I go back and say, they say got popped. Now, when they did the Stavern thing, because I was close to the action as it is, I saw things that a lot of you cats didn't see. Yeah, he got beat and he got knocked out. Yeah. But he was accused of popping drugs as well. And I know that was absolute complete bull and about him missing this test and that was crap because I have the information in front of my face. So Ortiz manager can't lie. I'm not saying he can't lie. I'm not saying he can't lie. But what I'm saying to you is that because somebody says something, it doesn't mean necessarily it's true. Oh, he's a drug cheat. So you just take it as that. I don't. So there's always a suspicion. And I've said this for absolute many years. Many years. You know, I tell you something. Let me turn something around on all of you people in here that want to start pointing fingers about being drug cheats and all the rest of it. Let me tell you something. You see, it's all right dishing it up, but a lot of you in this room can't take it. A lot of you are deluded, and this is what I mean by delusional. When you are accused of something that you know you didn't do, it's the most horrible feeling, and you don't want it being done to you. You could be in your workplace, and somebody said, "I saw you. You stole that money out of that. You stole money out of that till." No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. So there's a problem. So there's a problem, right? And you're accused of something. There are many people sitting in prisons today that are innocent, thrown in prison for other political reasons. Their face didn't fit the bill. They didn't toe the line. They didn't want to bow down. So instead, they didn't bow down. They got thrown in prison. That's not just in boxing. That's in life. You know that. I know that. So it is what it is. So you don't know what's what and where's what. And to point a finger, yeah, he's definitely a cheat. You know, when people like Povetkin, but see, then you look at situations like Shannon Briggs. I mean, it's hard to defend Shannon because some things you look at and you think that can't be right. That can't be right at all. So I'm not one to jump and say anyone's a drug cheat. But when somebody gets caught, like Shannon Briggs gets caught, and we're all asking the question, is he on it? Pacquiao was another one. We asked the question, is Pacquiao on it? Don't know. Briggs looks clean. Yeah, he probably does look clean after he's been in the shower. Like So, you know, Pacquiao was another one. So, Fury was up with Brown. They aren't liars, as did Peter now. Yeah, I know we did the interview on it. So, hey. So, in terms of Brown, I think Brown is still a decent. I think Brown is still a decent fighter. I think Brown is a decent fighter. And let me ask you this question. How do you know how good somebody is until they've been beaten? So for people to say, "Oh yeah, Lucas Brown is this guy's already won. He's already a world champion." Reminder: Lucas Brown, world champion. Miller, not world champion. White, not world champion. Okay, that's two guys already, not world champion. Okay, so there you go. So Lucas Brown is in the world champion, former world champion, unbeaten. Hits damn hard. So put him one side. Lucas Brown is a very dangerous man. Very, very dangerous man. And if you're getting wobbled or you're getting hurt by Derek Chisora, I would say Lucas Brown is a more dangerous man than Derek Chisora, who is only fighting literally for the money now. He's got no ambitions to fight for a world title. And he's never been a world champion. Whereas Lucas Brown has been a world champion. Where's my apology, Ingram? What apology? Oh, you mean getting blocked? Right. Right. I'm going to say something very quickly about Dillian Whyte. Very, very quickly. I'm going to put two people in the same room, Dillian Whyte and Big Baby Miller. What do these two guys have in common? When you talk about Big Baby Miller and you talk about Dillian Whyte, you talk about two guys who do a lot of talking and do a lot of selling themselves. But when you look at their performances, the best way I can describe both guys are workmanlike. And that's all it is. Workmanlike. That's it. Workmanlike. That's it. That's all it is. Absolute workmanlike. And you know what? I'll stick both of them in a room and let them fight it out. Let Dillian Whyte and Miller fight out for the heavyweight championship of the world. All right. So let them two fight for the heavyweight championship. For the I'm not blocked. You could be if you don't behave yourself. Yeah, let them two fight for the final limiter to fight Wilder. That's what I would do. So let them two get on with it. So that's Wilder and Big Baby Miller. I think Big Baby Miller is very overrated. And the problem is we're desperate for a good fighter. And Big Baby Miller is not that fighter. He's big. He's strong. He's not a big heavyweight puncher. And sorry, there's nothing nothing impressive about him. Block him, Ingram. Yeah, I might think about it. Whyte has not got as much pump in his right hand since his soldiering. I know that shoulder injury is the biggest problem with Dillian Whyte. We got Whyte fight Miller. There you go. That fight's dealt with. And Dillian Whyte should leave his. I've said it already. Dillian Whyte should leave his trainer and leave his promoter. His promoter has not got his best interests at heart. He needs to leave his promoter and go join Frank Warren. Frank Warren, give him a new fresh lease of life. Let Warren deal with him. And get a new trainer as well, because I don't know what that trainer's doing with Dillian Whyte. Because what is Dillian Whyte's style? Does anyone know what Dillian Whyte's style is? I've got no idea what Dillian Whyte's style is. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, Dillian Whyte needs Jonathan Banks. Really? Why would you go to Jonathan Banks? What's he done? I think. Well, Bashir won't have Whyte. That's for sure. So I don't rate his trainer. You know, I think when it comes to heavyweights, you need to have some sort of pedigree as a trainer. Whyte has a sweet side and style. Has he? Really? Tell me what his style is, please. If somebody can determine what Dillian Whyte's style, I don't know what Dillian Whyte's style is. I don't know what his style is. What is Dillian Whyte's style? Why can't people first class trainers? Yeah, Whyte should work with Peter Fury. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him with Peter Fury. I think it'd be good. People see Banks in Vlad's corner and assume he's a great shake. Don't believe the hype. Banks is a pad man. Bashir's a mentor. I agree. There we go. So let's move on. Next guy on the table. Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker. Do you know Joseph Parker? I had a hell of a lot of respect for. The Huey Fury fight, he looked like a rank amateur in there. Truth be said, looked like a rank amateur in there. But what I don't like about Joseph Parker, two things. First of all, I don't like this. I don't like the negotiations over Twitter. That's the first thing. I don't like money and negotiations over Twitter. Secondly, I've had seen some idiots over Facebook and Twitter discussing, oh, how much do you think that Parker deserves to negotiate, negotiating to fight between himself and Joshua? Who the heck are you about negotiation? You ain't no manager. You ain't no trainer. You got a boxing website or boxing forum, and you want to negotiate about who should get what. Are you taking the blows? Are you taking the blows? Are you paying for the hospital bills? Are you paying for the trainer? People are full of shit. Sorry, pardon my French. Some people are full of shit. You make a post about whether how much percentage a guy should make in a boxing bout. What the heck's it got to do with you? Absolute garbage. And these are people who come on and they've got YouTube channels, and these are people who actually people listen. Absolute garbage. None of your business. Absolute none of your business. Now, as for Joseph Parker, I've got a lot of respect for him, right? I've got a lot of respect for Joseph Parker because he's fought some good guys. I'm not sure if he'd beat Andrew. I don't think he'd beat Andrew Ruiz. And I've got to be honest with you, he did impress me against Hughie Fury. Yeah, casuals have become businessmen now. I know. It's called opinion. Yes. Everyone's got an asshole like an opinion, and shit comes out of it. There you go, Dr. Cred. Take that to the bank. You can take it to the bank. Trust me, you can bank it. What I just said there. Parker's most impressive performance was against Tacker. Yeah. Parker. No, I'm not going to say Parker's declined. Do you know what's happened to Parker? I go back and look at his trainer. When you really look at it, go back and look at his trainer, Kevin Barry. I mean, he's not great. Look what happened to Tua. Tua had one left. He had a left hook, and that was it. As Lennox said, he had a left hook and a bad hairstyle. So Kevin Barry is the reason why Parker's not improved, because Parker's hit the ceiling. Trainer can't train him no more. Can't teach him no more. That's why Parker's the way he is. So Parker needs to find himself a better trainer, and he needs to leave damn Kevin Barry. So as for Parker, don't write Parker off. Takes a good chin, current world champion, and is growing into being a champion. So yes, he does need to. So he does need to. Parker does need to, as far as I'm concerned. He needs some impressive fights ahead of him. Who would I recommend to train Parker? I think Bashir would be a very good trainer for Parker. And Bashir's got a good setup there. Bashir would train him well. You've got the two guys there now, the Ukrainian Sorenko, and you've got the other guy, Ruan Vissa. So that'd be good. Parker needs to work with Virgil Hunter. Why? Why Virgil Hunter? Flip's sake. The only people go to Virgil Hunter is when they got the shit beaten out of them. That's when they go to Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter is like a rehabilitation clinic. You get the shit beaten out of you, or you get knocked out, you go to Virgil Hunter. It was back in the day that used to happen with what's his name? Reddy Roach. But now they go to Virgil Hunter. Parker needs a chin. Parker's got a chin. Talking about. So I rate Parker. Good fighter. Parker, I think, another guy that I think if he had a decent trainer, he could be a real handful. Guy takes a good shot. He can punch himself. He's got fast hands. Parker looked terrible against Hughie Fury because he's a mover. He would look good against somebody like a Joshua. He would look good against a Dillian White. He would look good against a Big Baby Miller. He may have problems against Deontay Wilder because Wilder's a mover. He may struggle against Vladimir Klitschko, mover. I don't think Parker does well with movers, but straight up, a guy that spars, a guy that fights coming straight forward against Parker with no head movements to fly is good for Joseph Parker. Bashir needs to reinvent himself with solid fighter. Yes, and who are you saying that? He's got two good fighters at the moment, Ruan Visser and Serenko. I think he's doing okay for himself. He's not a celebrity trainer, which you know about. When Parker fights Wilder, we'll find out how good his chin is. Well, when he fights AJ and Wilder, we know both of their chins are not great. So Dr. Dre, that goes both ways. Parker will get stopped 100%. Parker will be Takam 2.0. No, he won't. No, he won't. No, he won't. No, he won't. That's what I call absolute shit talk. You're talking about a guy who is a world champion. You're talking about a guy who is unbeaten. You're talking about a guy who's fought Andrew Ruiz, Dimitrenko, Takam, Rui Fury. He's done well. Parker's a good fighter. Parker's a very good fighter. What Serenko is based in South Africa needs more time in life. Again, you're talking shit. Serenko is in the US training with Bashir. He's been in Las Vegas and now, he's in Las Vegas and now he's over to, he's now in Texas. Chat shit again. Like, get your information right before you start talking. So Parker is not going to get blown away by Joshua. He's not going to get blown away by he's not going to get blown away. He's not going to get blown away by Joshua, and he's not going to get blown away by Wilder. These are guys that are active, young, fresh heavyweights. I don't believe so. So forget that. Parker got two T-Rex arms, not beating AJ Wilder with her stumps. Really? Parker, Wilder, and AJ have both got questionable chins. AJ got dropped by a guy who was like 2 years out of the ring at 41 years old. Really? Really? You guys are deluded. Absolutely deluded. I think that Parker is in the mix and a decent fighter. I'll tell you what, a good fight I'd like to see. I'd like to see Joseph Parker against Lucas Brown. So I would have Dillian White versus Miller. I would have Joseph Parker against Lucas Brown. So that's Thor there. Good fight. Parker's the weakest. How do you work out him being the weakest champion? How do you work out him being the weakest champion? Have you looked at his resume, Parker? People chat shit. Parker will not get stopped. LOL. Oh, man. Why am I talking? Has Parker been stopped before? Has Parker been dropped before? Is there anything to suggest Parker's got a dodgy chin? I don't know what you're talking about. Is there anything in his amateur career where he's been knocked spark out? Excuse me? I mean, where are you getting information that he's going to get stopped? You've got to look at a guy's, how he fights, his pedigree. You guys just make things up as they go along. And you know what? I don't actually like you, Ventuno. There's something about you I don't like. I don't like you. So bye. I don't like you. I just don't like you. So get off my channel. Right. So Miller will never be a world champion unless he fights some bum for a vacant belt. Well, okay, maybe so. I like Parker. I think Brown and Parker's a good fight. Seen his last two fights, awful. Okay, who did his last two fights? Yeah, okay, you've seen his last two fights, awful. Well, did you see Ventuno 24? You was right. You was right. Why delete? Was he right? Okay. That's how right he was. See you later, Federal Tracks. Have a good evening. Right. Parker hasn't been hurt in all of his career. Has he fought a puncher, though? Let me ask you a question. Andy Ruiz, I think, was a puncher. I think Takam, I thought was a decent puncher. This is so there's two guys that are decent fighters. But let me ask you a question. Has Luis Ortiz fought a puncher? Has Luis Ortiz fought a puncher? People say, but you look at the opposition that Parker's been fighting. Look at the opposition Parker's been fighting. He fought Hughie Fury. He's fought Andy Ruiz, Dimitrenko, Takam. Good fighters. Good fighters. Good quality fighters. Next, not guys you knock over in a round or two. So I don't think he looked dreadful. No, Ortiz hasn't. Malik Scott is a big punch. Yeah, there you go. So there we go. So that's that situation. So who else have we got to talk about? Tyson Fury. Well, I think I've said a lot about Tyson Fury, and I'm going to keep this very short about what I think about Tyson Fury. It's great seeing Tyson back in the ring. hitting the pads for the first time. He's got a long way to go. And yeah, he'll knock the weight off. That's not my concern. My concern is who his training is going to be moving forward. My concern is where he's going to be based moving forward. My concern is his ego. Is his ego going to get in front of common sense? Is he going to take the 3 fights and get himself back to where he needs to be? Or is he going to do the suicidal thing and take AJ in his first fight? I sincerely hope he does not take AJ in his first fight. And I sincerely hope he does not go and sign with, I hope he's not, I hope he does not sign with Eddie Hearn. I pray to God he doesn't sign with Eddie Hearn. I really do. Why? Why? Why would you sign with Eddie Hearn? So I don't. I would see Tyson. Personal opinion. It's only an opinion. I'd like to see Tyson take 3 fights this year, in 2018. 3 good fights, 3 good wins, and in 2019, at the end of 2018, 2019, when he's in shape and he's ready, let's go. Why would Tyson leave Peter and Hennessy? Well, I saw Peter. Let me see. When's the last time I saw Peter? I sat down with Peter. Let me think. About a month ago. I saw Peter about a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago. Around the time that the night before, after the weigh-in actually of Liam Cameron and Sam Sheedy. I must have sat down and spoke to him for a good half an hour, 45 minutes. So Dominic Ingle wants Fury as soon as possible. Ingle's have a world-class nutritionist in Greg Marriott. Why would they well, here's a good question, Cameron. Why is he not training with Peter Fury at the moment? Why is he not training with Peter Fury? When he was out of shape and he was with Joey, before the Joey Ava fight, he got himself out of shape. He got himself into shape. So that's a question. Why is he not training with Peter at the moment? Why is he working with somebody else? Tyson wouldn't leave his family. Really? Say you're in the mind that you know more about Tyson than most do, because what's he got to do with his family? I mean, he's a grown man. I remember I followed Tyson when the whole shit kicked off about the whole cocaine and all that stuff broke out. Remember? Oh, you forget. You forget. And Tyson was saying one thing, and what was Peter's responses all the time? Tyson's his own man. I'm his uncle. Tyson's his own man. Tyson does his own thing. So let's be honest. There's always every possibility. So there's every possibility that Tyson could go his own separate way in 2018. Peter Fury is biting his tongue at the moment. Yeah, possibly. Peter can get the weight off, has done. This is what I'm saying to you. But is he doing it at the moment, Cameron? It's not a case of what he can do or what he possibly could have done. It's evident he's not doing it at the moment. So there's a problem. I don't understand. Fury fans are another set of people that need to forget about the Klitschko fight. Forget the Klitschko fight. Forget it ever happened. All right? We can't take away what he did in history. No, I'm not. Forget about it. Put it to the back of your minds. For the sake of your own selves, do yourselves a favor and think about now, what he's doing now. And what he's doing in 2018. Peter Fury will always train Tyson Fury irrespective of any situation. Disagree with you. Disagree with you. You're the same guy that said that Visser was in South Africa. You're ill-informed, my friend. Tyson should join Booth. Why? To lose? Why would he join Booth? For what reason? It's probably the worst link up he could possibly have. I swear, some of you guys are what I call media. You're like media garbage cans. What you do is like you just take all what the media say and you just swallow it all up and you accept it and you take that as truth without really examining it. Why the hell would you go to Adam Booth? For what? I mean, Adam Booth, let's be honest, Adam Booth's game plan to fight Vladimir Klitschko was what? chuck a right hand over the top. And when that didn't work, what happened? Ingle would be better than Booth. Really? I don't see that either. The best person to train Tyson Fury is Peter Fury. Because think about it, it's 3 fights he's got to have in 2018. Okay? And it was Peter's style that created Tyson to be more defensively sound. You got to remember where Tyson Fury was at before Peter Fury came on board. McGuigan would not be good. McGuigan would not be good either. McGuigan would not be good either. He needs Peter Fury. I think he needs to go back to Peter Fury because there's 3 things. McGuigan, no chance. 3 reasons. People need to go back and study the journey of Tyson Fury. Remember, that's Billy Joe Saunders. That's not a heavyweight. That's Billy Joe Saunders. That's Kell Brook. Training a heavyweight is very different to training what's the best heavyweight that Ingles trained? I think no, I know you're being sarcastic, Cameron, but there are people in this room that actually really believe it. Bashir and Fury, that's not going to happen. That won't happen. That definitely won't happen. I think look at Fury's career before Peter Fury took over. Look at his career, right? You look at a guy that was getting knocked down by Pychik, right? And he was still working on the style when he got knocked down by Steve Cunningham. Under what circumstances would Peter abandon Tyson Fury? Daniel Donald, I swear, you just don't think. I'll tell you why. One of the reasons why, discipline. That's one reason why Peter would get rid of him. 2, discipline. That's why Peter Fury would get rid of him. 3, discipline. Those are the 3 reasons why I think Peter would get rid of him. I think it's highly disrespectful. Me personally, I think it's highly disrespectful. Well, not highly disrespectful. Let me rephrase that. I find it's not a good look, personally, that Tyson is training with another trainer other than Peter Fury. I don't get it. This is a guy that's trained with you in your highs and your lows. He's been there. His family. I'm sorry. Peter isn't afraid of pulling plugs, no matter how close he's to family. And remember, they have evolved together, and Peter gets Tyson. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Chris, for jumping in the room. Appreciate to have you in the room here. I don't understand these people that turn around and think Ricky Hatton and Tyson Fury sparring with Lights Gorman. And so, in what? There are lots of options than Peter Fury, to be fair. Davison has done wonders for Tom. I don't give a damn what they... Listen, I don't give a... That's like, wait. I swear. That's like saying Andre Ward should go and train with Freddie Roach. What? What's the issues between Peter and Tyson then? If there were issues, I wouldn't be telling you. I just think... so Tyson was working on his style when he got dropped by AJ. What? Bad chin when he was dropped. Care to explain? What? So Tyson was working his style when he got dropped, but AJ had bad chin when he... No. Did you hear what I said? I said that when Peter Fury came on board, that style was still being perfected. That's what I said. Idiot. Don't fix what's broken. Tyson and Peter, which you guys... if there's issues, why get back? You work issues out. If you have an issue with your missus, then you not try and work it out. If you got an issue with your boyfriend, your girl, don't you try and work it out? What do you think? What do you think the Wilder versus AJ happened in 2018, Ingram? Depends on what AJ's financial planning is. That's what I think. And really, I think they would faster fight Tyson Fury than fight Deontay Wilder. That's what I think. I don't think we should read much into it. He doesn't live far from Hatton's gym. They're great friends, and he's just taking over. Yeah, I appreciate him taking over, Chris, but why didn't he take over with Peter Fury? A psychological trainer is what Fury needs right now, and in my opinion, he'll get the best help from his family. Peter Fury, agreed. Tyson was stood square on Cunningham, dropped him. Thank you very much for that piece of science there. For what it's worth, I think Tyson will get with Peter again. Time will tell. Who's the best fighter Ingles trained? Good question. Brooke, really? Did he train Brooke, or did Brooke get trained by Dominic Ingle in the beginning and by Brendan in the beginning, and Dominic took over? Sounds to me that Brendan was trained him, Dominic took over. Right, Naz. No, he didn't train Naz. Then he didn't train Naz. I think when he has a turn pencil and he's lost a few stones, he'll get rid of the final few stones in Peter's camp, and then we'll get the flow again. Really? I'm not sure. You call people idiots. We don't agree with you. You've got a temper issue. Don't care if you blocked. If blocked. Oh, you don't care if you blocked. Okay, well in that case, then I'll block you then. But no, I won't. I've got a temper issue. Yeah, I now have a temper issue, and now you are blocked. Thank you. Bye-bye. People and Tyson and Peter Bond is strong and both think true. Why are you not sure? Well, because why do you need to go and train with some? Well, like in that case, then why didn't he take over in previous fights? Why isn't it ticked over in previous fights? I don't get it. It don't make no sense. It doesn't make sense. Look at a man's career, and now he's at another gym. And that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I don't know why people get angry. No, I don't understand either. But I've been wanting to block him for a while anyway. But now I've got the excuse to block him, so that's all right. It's fine. And hey, these people. I want to be able to be in a room and have conversations with people who talk logic and not trying to catch me out every time I say something. So yeah, and you know what? I enjoy being in the room with you people and having good conversation. But I think, yeah, you'll just get them off the room, get them out of the room, get them out of the room. And some of them are paid trolls, and some of them are from other YouTube. Believe it, there's some of them from other YouTube channels. I think Tyson should stay. Maybe Tyson was just visiting Tommy Little and had a little go on the pads. We may be thinking more of this. No, I am thinking more of this. Why is he not training with Peter Food to get fit? That's what I want to know. Can see Tyson fighting Price, schooling him with late stoppage. I wouldn't be so sure. I wouldn't be so sure. Listen, David Price still hits with tremendous power. That right hand. It's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous puncher. A dangerous man to face. Still dangerous. Fury's video of pad work is not training. Thank you. Thank you, trainer. Tyson needs to train with Freddie Roach, greatest trainer in the world. Please don't ban me, Ingram. Oh dear. The trainer gets 10%. Something that Tyson won't give. 10 million to some. Okay. Ingram, you're on the block train tonight. Peaks, believe yourself. Ha. Reader, who are you? By the way, people who are in the room tonight, can you just let me know where you're from? I'm not riled up. Love when Ingram. I'm not riled up, to be honest. I just like some people coming. Can't take trolls seriously if they won't show their face on social media. Well, I agree. I think some people don't like logical conversations. No, Yorkshire, UK. Great. You're from Yorkshire? Oh wow. You're from Yorkshire, Mikey. Nice. So when I was in Yorkshire, Somerset, yes, girls. Somerset. Now Yorkshire, yep. London, Adrian, yes, London. Big up London, massive. Somerset, Brum, yeah, Birmingham. Shout out to Birmingham. Portsmouth, yeah, shout out to Portsmouth. Looking forward to being that part of the world soon. David Price has no heart, no way. He will be a nice guy. Listen, I'm saying it here and I'll keep on saying Antwerp. Wow. Shout out to Antwerp. Surrey, shout out to Surrey. David Price, people say about he's got no heart, he's got no this, he's got no that. You see something about David Price. David Price, Preston, shout out to Preston. Block them all in except me. Yeah, I might just block them all tonight. Push the block button. No, David Price. Nobody can dispute. He's the biggest one of the biggest punchers in heavyweight boxing. He punches harder than Dillian White. He punches harder than Miller. He punches harder than Parker. The only other two guys you could argue is were Joshua and Wilder. You know, David Price, I'm not counting him out in the heavyweight picture. You guys can carry on counting him out. See that right hand? If that right hand lands on any of the top heavyweights, I'm telling you, he dropped Christian Hamer, he dropped Tony Thompson, and Tepper got away with it. Stockholm, California, in the house, Cali baby. You know, I just think it's just. Ingrid ain't gonna have any subscribers left at this rate. No, I'll tell you what. I'd rather have good intellectual conversation than people in the room being trolls. I think Price was poorly managed advice. In the early years, he used to give so many heavyweight nightmares. I know. That's what I think. He seems fine in camp and spars 12 rounds at hot pace. Just the energy burns up a few days before the fight and on the night, thus gassing him out in 3 rounds. I think David Price needs a sports psychologist, as I said it before, and he needs a mentor. I think I've got a lot of time for David Price. I think Fury versus Price is a very dangerous fight. I'm sorry. Very dangerous fight. Very dangerous fight. Price hasn't beaten a world level, but he showed world-class power. Thompson was highly ranked and he knocked him down. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a very, very, very dangerous fight. Actually, I'd like to see David Price fight Shannon Briggs. That's a fight I'd like to see. Briggs, Price, good fight. Both punches. Price can punch. Briggs can punch. Explosive. I'm worried for Price. I am. He's a top fella, and getting knocked out again would be uncomfortable to see. Yeah, possibly. But Price is dangerous. I would not want to see Fury fight Price on a comeback fight. Sorry, I wouldn't. I don't agree with that fight. Maybe in the second fight, maybe not the first fight. Yeah, Ingram, keep on doing what you're doing. Appreciate it. Pricey Vac would be good. And the Vac I saw the other night against Miller was pitiful. I don't want to see Vac in a ring again. Vac reminded me of Andrew Galotta. He had glottism about him. No, I don't want to see Vac. I don't want to see Vac. I don't want to see Vac at all. I don't want to see Vac. I don't. I like to see Price v Shaw. I'd like to see Price back in the ring. I really do. I think he's a tremendous puncher. Your new mic is cool. Just force him back and break his. Oh, let's talk. Oh, your new mic is cool. Let's talk. Hey, belly off this. Well, can I tell you a secret? I'm not using a microphone. Do you know what's happened? I'll tell you the truth. Let me let you into a little secret. I'm not actually using a microphone. That's the first thing. The second thing is my laptop is busted, so the screen is busted. So I've got no screen. So I've plugged my laptop into my main TV screen, and that is why the sound is the way that it is. So give me a second, people. Let me just do this quickly. Right, Mr. Mason. Mr. Mason, I've just sent you an invite. Please come in the room. Price versus Miller. No, I don't want to see that fight. I'm not interested in it. So sad is good. Exactly. Miller. I don't want to see, when Paulie had like, where are we going? Talking. Oh yeah, we'll talk about hay value. I think that's definitely something to talk about. We'll talk hay value in a minute. A pressure fighter has price number, just force him back and break his will. Okay. I've just sent Chris an invite, so if he wants to come in, he's more than happy. Chris, if you just check your Twitter page, we can do a quick talk, have a quick 15-minute talk, and then we can all go to bed together. You know what I mean? Not together, but you know. By the way, the people that are in the room at the moment, did you manage to listen to the Eddie Chambers interview I did with him? If I could just get a show of hands of the people who've seen that interview with, be great if you just let me know if you saw the Eddie Chambers interview. Did you check out, by the way, did you all check out the Evander Holyfield interview as well? No, I don't think it should be either, Mikey. So how do you see to block them then, Ingram? I listened to it last night. What, the Eddie Chambers thing, Cameron? Yeah. So how do you, Mr. Chambers, Mr. Mason's in the room.
How you doing, pal?
I'm good, champ. How are we doing?
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good.
Right. For those people in the room that don't know who you are, very quickly, give them introductions to who you are, Chris.
Well, probably most known from the world of darts, but obviously, as you know, I did a bit of boxing in my time, and it's probably my most favourite sport in the world.
I said I have something to tell you, and I still got something to tell you. But I'm going to surprise you with it. But I think you'll like the surprise when it happens. But it'll be real soon. But I've got a big, massive surprise for you, and a massive surprise for boxing fans. Yeah, soon. Tom Little, we interviewed Tom Little yesterday, so enjoy that interview.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've just been away for a few days, so I'm just sort of catching up on everything that's been going down, and all the whole AJ and Chambers situation.
I guess you've heard what I've had to say about it. What are your thoughts on it, Chris?
I don't know. I just don't know. In this day and age, it's just a little bit naive to even go there. You know, I don't get involved in. I try not to get involved in anything like politics, or especially. I mean, I don't know whether how it came across. I mean, you read what people say on Twitter, and some people say it was sort of like a racist remark. And if Tyson would have said it, how would it have been? You know, how would the public have felt about it? But you know, I just think it. Listen, this is cool if he wants to have that kind of persona, or he wants to live his life that way, then that's his cool.
The thing is, for me, it's quite simple. It's one man talking to another man. They're both of the same color, and and he was directing it at Chambers. So he was basically saying, "I'm a better black man than you." That was it. That's what it was. And I'm black, and I'm saying it. The problem would have been is if Joshua had made that conversation, had said that to Tyson Fury, then I would have understood the racism angle. That I don't get it. It's just two guys in the community having a bit of a squabble. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, in the same way, I would speak to people from my sort of ethnic background or whatever. Yeah, it's different to how I would expect people who weren't part of the traveling community to talk to me. It's the same kind of thing.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, I just didn't read too much. I think people are always looking. It's a typical British mentality. You build them up and then find something to bring them down.
Absolutely, absolutely. So did you manage to listen to the Evander Holyfield interview? We're going to get him again, but did you manage to catch any of the Holyfield interview?
Yeah, I caught some bits of it. Geez, is there a lot of tunnels where he lives?
It was he was actually traveling as he was promoting a fight. He's
Yeah.
promoting his week. His week. He was on the weekend promoting the fight, so he was going under a few tunnels. But we did catch him for a few moments. We'll get him again when it's got no tunnels. And
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, it's cool. I mean, he is like a serious. When you talk about when you look at the heavyweight division nowadays, he would have gone through it like a knife through butter. I mean, that guy was serious in all departments. Great heart, great chin, great power, speed, ring IQ. You know, he was a genuine heavyweight great.
yeah.
You know, and then when you see that, I don't know whether you've seen my response to that idiot from Talk Sport, and they're trying to put Joshua up with names like Lennox Lewis and Mike
Oh,
Tyson.
yeah.
Oh my God, really scary.
It's not good.
But I think that I just think that's that typical everybody jumps on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange one. It's
What it is, they were trying to do it with David Price, and he
yeah,
got quickly. That the same crap would have happened with David. It'd have been worse with David Price, I tell you. It's the same crap that happened with David Price. It was going with David Price, but he got chinned by Thompson, so that myth got destroyed real quickly. Remember it was Tony Bellew who said he was ready for the Klitschko's tomorrow. Remember he said that?
yeah.
So look where he is now. Just remember that stuff. I
Yeah, well,
mean,
you're only in the heavyweight division. Listen, you're one punch away from disaster. I mean, AJ's pretty fortunate that. I mean, we've discussed it before. He went life and death with a guy who's
yeah.
somehow 2 years older, was a better version than the version that Tyson Fury fought. But that just shows you how blinded casual fight fans are. They just don't get it. And I still stand by my words. As soon as he comes up against, someone with some genuine skills, a reasonably good chin, and can actually bang a bit, AJ's in big trouble because he is very, very basic. He's strong, he punches hard, but he doesn't have the best fundamentals in the world. Let's just put it out there for what it really is.
I actually still would like to see AJ versus David Price.
Yeah, I think. Well, listen, if it'd be a 4-round fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and if Pricey lands, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, if Pricey bangs real hard. And like I said, I mean, the old stories of him coming through, as an amateur, and then the early part of his pro career, he was on the road a lot, doing a lot of sparring against some genuine, big, strong, technically gifted heavyweights, and he used to give him nightmares.
He goes, Mikey says, "Oh no, AJ takes Price out in a round." Well, I don't know about that bit. I don't believe in that because I don't think AJ would jump to Price like that without worrying about his own chin. And remember the spot before,
and he's taller and longer.
Exactly.
I mean, he looks $1 million against stiffs. Don't get me wrong. Those European guys, them early guys that they fought that were just standing in front of him and you could back up to the ropes. Well, any decent heavyweight worth his salt would do exactly the same.
Yeah.
He's been promoted brilliantly. Don't get me wrong, and marketed well. But are we just though beginning to see the different side of him that may change people's perception? We don't know.
People saying it's a mismatch, but I don't understand why they think it's a mismatch. They probably haven't seen those two spar. They haven't seen those guys work out in the gym together. This is a guy that hurt AJ badly. I mean, This guy can punch, and people like this is the same people that said Takam was going to get blown out in 2 rounds.
And what did we say?
There we go. Takam will give him a good fight. I was
take him deep.
Yep. Well, this is the same people that said GGG was going to blow away Jacobs in a couple of rounds. Said that wasn't going to happen. These are the same people that said that GGG was going to blow. Hey, these are the same people that said GGG was going to knock out Canelo in a couple of rounds as well. So I mean,
and I'm a huge Golovkin fan, as you know, and there was no way he was going to dispose of either of them.
It's skill levels. People understand there's skill levels, and there's a thing called punching power. It's all right running through people that are not going to hit you back. But when somebody starts to hit you back and they've got the power to knock you out, it's a different scenario altogether.
Well, as you go up in levels, their ability to roll off a shot and hold a shot changes, and the way they throw their shots is totally different as it levels. It's just all about levels.
And people were talking about Price and the people Price that got knocked out by. Price got beat by Christian Hammer. I mean, Christian Hammer's a good fighter. I mean,
he's garbage.
You don't like him?
No, I said he's not garbage.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not garbage. So he got
No.
beat by him. He got beat by Tony Thompson, and he got beat by Ergen Tepper. Well, didn't Tepper get beat by? Who did Tepper get knocked out by? Was it Molina or was it?
Oh, could have been.
Back?
But I mean, in those fights that he lost, it wasn't the skill things that caught him out. It was for whatever reason, whether it's nervous energy or some kind of mental problem, or it's just like confidence. You know, he just seems to he goes into a shell and he just doesn't know. He doesn't have a plan B.
Yeah, did I pick Hamer to beat Price? I think I said Price would beat Hamer. In fact, I remember rightly saying I made a prediction against what's his name? Dave. I forget his name. I can see now on Sky Sports. Trains Tony Bellew. Dave Caldwell.
Yeah.
I said Dave Caldwell would take Price on. They have a couple of fights against complete stiffs, and then as soon as he fights somebody decent, he's going to get Price is going to get sparks because they're not teaching him anything. And it's exactly
Trust me, how can a guy who's about 5 foot tall? I like Dave, by the way, but he's tiny. How can you take a guy of 6'7", 6'8" on the pads?
I don't know. Maybe you can work it out.
I just don't make any sense to me that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, let's talk with lots of things to talk about. Tom Little was on the channel. Don't know if you're aware of that. And he's talking about how he could beat Joe Joyce. He says Joe Joyce is a robot.
I wasn't particularly impressed with Joyce's last outing, if I'm honest. I thought whether again that could have been just down to trying too hard to impress. But again, the stories of sparring, which are usually fairly true, there's no sort of smoke without fire. You know, he's a handful for anybody in sparring, and you know what I mean. Although he's not inexperienced, and he's not getting matched easily and he shouldn't be because he's been boxing a long time, and it's not like he's coming from sort of egg guards and 16-ounce gloves. He was fighting in that World Super Series boxing thing, wasn't he?
Yeah. Boxing super, yeah.
I mean, for me, Dubois is the most exciting, and I mean they're going to make that fight next year. I would have thought. I mean, and then they're both in a time in their career where I don't think the loss will really harm either of them. I think it would harm Dubois more than it would Joyce. But then we'll find out a lot about both of them.
That's true. So how do you see the Little fight going with Joyce?
I think it's a great test. It's a great test. Do I think Little would beat him? Probably not. I think he's a bit too big and a bit too strong. But let's see if he can take him rounds and try and tie him up and frustrate him and maybe give him some angles and give him different things to look at. And let's see him when he's clean on the chin, and let's see what happens. They can all bang these heavyweights. People say that Tyson Fury ain't got no power. You've only got to listen to guys you look at Dave Allen. He's done a load of sparring with him, and he's fought Ortiz, and he says Tyson Fury, it's the hardest out of the lot of them, but he doesn't fight in that way.
Yeah,
where he's very much like, in a way, if you look at Eubank Jr., they say he doesn't have power, but he doesn't plant his feet. He's always looking to throw a shot and then throw another shot off of that shot, so that he's not actually digging his heels into the canvas to drop bombs.
What about Sunderland? Sunderland versus Little. Did you get to see that fight?
No, I've not watched it.
Well, I heard it's a horrendous decision in terms of stoppage. But Little says he's going to release the video. He says he's not released the video because he says that he doesn't want anyone to know what he's doing at the moment. So, Hay versus Bellew too.
Well, I thought Hay was going to absolutely blitz Bellew, but it just shows you how far Hay has regressed as a fighter. All this nonsense about his Achilles separated. Well, I'm not a doctor, but I can assure you, if you had a separated Achilles, that's what holds your ankle up. You wouldn't be able to walk. Never mind hobble around or whatever else. He had a tiny tear in it, but that was something that happened, you know, before the fight. But his arrogance, rather than pull out again, as we know, he's a serial, you know, he pulls out all the time for fights. Yeah, he's fucking murder. And I just think he's a bully, and because, you know, Tony is limited in many areas, but what he has got is a big heart.
Yeah.
And he loves a fight. And he just sort of outmanned Hay. Really, he didn't sort of outbox him, because they're totally different skill levels. But he just broke his heart. He just, you know, his body broke down, and he broke his heart. And to be honest, I can't, although it absolutely, I hate to say it, but I can see the same kind of result.
Do you think Ishmael Salas makes a difference?
No, not in that short amount of time. I don't know. If you know, I don't think you can change a fight when you got someone as arrogant as David Hay. You can't teach old dogs new tricks, and one with that much level of arrogance, you know, you don't look at the build up to that fight. He's in Dubai and shadow boxing on a yacht and on the beach. I mean, come on. You know, that's the arrogance of the man, and he got found out. Maybe he goes away and he's really going to train hard for this fight, and he comes in a different man. Who knows? But yeah, I can pretty much see a repeat of the first fight and the same kind of thing. You'll try and blow him away. You'll gas a little bit, and Tony will just slowly but surely break his heart.
You think they'll stop him quicker this time?
No, I don't. You know, I don't think Hayes got the greatest whiskers in the world, and you know, he was another one that was, you know, he went life and death with Mormek, and then, you know, he beat Valuev for his title, and then you know, then he was on this Dave channel fighting absolute stiffs, and you know, most of his career, every time he's, you know, look how he fought against Klitschko and then blamed it on his little toe. I mean,
I remember that was another one of the Adam Booth masterclasses. How do you fight a guy taller than yourself? Yeah, just wing a right hand from distance and hope you chin.
Yeah, exactly. When you're smaller, physically nowhere near on the same level as a Klitschko, and they think, yeah, just throwing a right hand from the second row is gonna, you know, that. I want, again, like Klitschko, I want the biggest fan in the world, but you know, technically, you know, in the end, towards that time of his career, he was he was fighting better than ever, and you're never going to beat a guy just throwing bombs from miles away. You got to box him, exactly what Tyson Fury did to him.
I know. It just seemed to me. You could have got a guy from the audience that was the same height as David Hay would have done the same thing. I didn't see any strategy behind that.
No,
you know?
There was nothing. There was no plan B. You know, what did they think? They were going to just walk in and blow him away because, you know, a couple of years earlier, or I think it was probably 6 years before that, he got knocked out. He was a different animal by then, you know. There was never going to happen. You know, I mean, I never had him winning that fight at any point, you know, before or during the fight. He was never beating Klitschko.
The same Adam Booth that got Andy Lee to box instead of be a puncher against Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, I was there. I was ringside at that fight. I mean, that was, again, that was an absolute abysmal, you know, strategy they had for that fight. Of all the people to try and fight that type of fight with, it's not with Billy Joe.
No, you should have just put the pressure straight on round one and put the pressure and put it on Billy and test that stamina of Billy. But what did he try and do? He tries to box Billy for the first 6 and realises it's not working. Then he tries to throw the kitchen sink wall. But by that time, you know,
yeah, he'd already been down and hurt, and it was a good fight though.
It was a good fight, absolutely.
Well, entertaining.
Absolutely. Talk to me about what's been going on in terms of your world, the darts. What's been going on with you?
Well, I was up in Mansfield Saturday night doing an exhibition with my co-commentator Alan Warner, which was really enjoyable.
Okay.
It was a nice show. It was at Mansfield Football Ground in one of their sort of suites, and it was sort of limited the amount of people that could come in, but it was a really good night. And then obviously the Grand Slam's been on, which is on Sky, which I don't do.
Okay. By the way, you always make it quite a very clear point to let people know that you don't work for Sky. No. I like that.
Well, How the title, you can only tell by the way they cover. You know, the majority of people that do their boxing.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what they'd like you to be as a darts person, and I'm not. I just don't fit into that mold of, well, you can't say this, you can't say that, and you know, they like when we do our ITV stuff, we promote the stuff that's on Sky. Like, oh no, next week it's the Grand Slam of darts starting on Sky Sports. But we're not scared of promoting their events, but you know, they act like we don't exist. They're really salty.
Well, you know, we have a rule on this channel. We don't use that name Sky. We use the name Sly. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Sly
I mean,
Sports now on.
yeah. It's a shame, really. But you know, I have worked for them in the past, and you know, obviously, I go to Sky Sports events when I can, if I
Nice.
want. You know, if it's local enough to me, or you know, maybe I'll just go there as a guest for a night. And it's funny. It's a totally different atmosphere. The whole way they do their whole production, and yeah, it's a very us and them thing. It's quite bizarre. It's and unnecessary. You know, there's enough darts out there for it to all go round that you shouldn't have to feel insecure about, right. You know, at the end of the day, it's about promoting the game. You know, very much like boxing, when you get promoters that won't deal with other promoters. Well, you know, if you're looking after the interest of your fighters, you do what's best for your fighter, not what's best for your arrogance.
Um,
Um, And then next week I'm off to Minehead. We've got the Players' Championships finals, 64 players, 2 stage boards, and that's played over 3 jammed packed days, 1 till 5 and 7 till 11 on ITV4. And then I get a bit of a rest, and I'm up in Scotland doing another show, and I'm up there with Josh Taylor's there, which is going to be interesting. He likes his darts, so he's going to be playing on the night. So
really?
I'll try and get you a little interview from that to put on the channel.
When's it going to be in Scotland?
That's on the 10th of December. That's
Okay.
me, Eric Bristow, Devon Peterson, and somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, that'd be a good show. It's on a Sunday throughout the afternoon. So that'd be a good bit of fun. I think it's a fundraiser, and obviously it's in Musselburgh, which I think is around where Josh Taylor's from.
Do you think it's a possibility? I asked you this before, that I'd be able to come and do like a feature of darts on.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome, mate. You let me know if you want to do it.
I'd like to come and maybe have an evening where I can get to meet the people and talk to them and kind of do a feature, or maybe a day in the life of Chris Mason. I'd like to do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting. Yeah, but yeah, anytime, mate. You know that. And then I've got a little bit of time off over Christmas, and then it all just starts all over again in January. But I didn't get to as many fights as I wanted to get to this year, because they all seem to have fallen on weekends I've been working. But yeah, I'm going to hope to get on a few get to a few shows next year, and do a bit more live stuff, and then obviously try and do a bit more with Seconds Out, and try and cover a few more fights for them and do a few interviews. But yeah, it's all busy.
Okay. Triple D asked the question: have you ever worked with Wayne Mardell?
No. No, he was, when I first started doing my bits for Sky, he wasn't doing any kind of commentary at all. I did a bit for Sky, sort of late 90s, early noughties. So yeah, our paths never crossed in the commentary box. Passed a few times on the hockey, but not not in the comms booth.
Okay. How do you think a conversation would go between you and Adam Smith?
Not well, because he's just one of these guys that are book smart. He'll sit down and read the history of boxing, and then he seems to then, no doubt he likes the sport, but his actual understanding, and you can tell he just doesn't get it. But he talks like he totally gets it, and to be honest, he exposes himself every time he covers a fight, because he just, the one that I just don't get how, although he's the head of boxing, you know, obviously he does have a boss, but he must know even less about the sport than he does, because otherwise he wouldn't be allowed to do what he does.
I don't understand how something like that gets to the top. How do you get to the top to being head of boxing? I don't get that.
When you don't know anything about it.
What's that?
And you don't know anything about it. That's what I don't understand how you get. I'm the same as you. Surely, you know, I'd rather have someone that still had their marbles who was an ex-fighter.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, you know, it's like you being a head of McDonald's and you never flipped a burger in your life.
Exactly.
It don't make
And
sense
don't
to
get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody that, you know, has good knowledge of boxing. You know, you always get this thing where you say, you know, for me, a great trainer or a great talker about something should have, and it doesn't 100% because, you know, you get things out. Oh, Manny Stewart never had a fight in his life. Well, blah 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 blah, or a custom out, or, you know, people like that, and you go, well, yeah, they're exceptions.
Yeah, but they've proven it. They've proven what they can do outside of that. They've never had a fight, but look what they've produced.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it. Conversation's ended.
yeah.
People asking questions in the room. Jenny Nelson's a company man. Mikey asks, what happened to the Kawasaki interview?
Well, we're still working on it, but it was his boy's birthday, so he's been away and he's been flat out busy, and but it will happen. It will happen.
I saw something about his boys fighting. He's boxing, is he?
Yeah, yeah. I know they both the boys trained a bit and obviously did a bit of sparring and everything else like that. But I didn't know that they were going to actually. I think it's his eldest son. He's good. Yeah, he's going to have a fight apparently.
Wow. Mikey asked, Adam Smith versus Chris Mason charity boxing match. Are you down for it?
Yeah, first punch all over. I would rinse him. Actually, I don't think I'd want to do that. I'd want to keep him on his feet for about 4 horrible rounds.
Yeah. Then put your shots in.
I would hold him up for 4 rounds and all.
That's for that fight. That's for that fight. And answer me this: is this mouth watering or is that mouth watering?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't stand him. And do you know what? The other one I just can't get my head around at the minute is Richie Woodall.
Oh no! Oh my God! Don't get me started. Do not get me started. Oh my God!
And I mean, he was a decent fighter, right?
Yeah.
Although he robbed my mate Glenn Catley, he got gifted that fight. But yeah, his scoring of fights is, I don't know whether he needs his eye testing or I don't know whether he's just trying to be controversial or get one right so it makes him smart. You know, you're one of these type of people. You keep saying it, and it eventually happens, and they'll go, "Oh yeah, see, I told you." But yeah, he's had a nightmare year. Yeah, he's called some absolute stinkers.
Listen, I cannot for the life of me. I look at Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand is not. He's not even a novice.
No.
He's not even a novice. He is. I don't know what to call it, because he when he's thrown these punches, you know, where somebody's had a couple of scraps and a couple of fights, they've got that sort of, they've got that thing about them, you know. Well, you know, okay, he's not. He needs to be refined. This guy looks like he's been manufactured, literally. Right, there's a jab, there's your right hand, there's your left hook. Right, 1, 2, 3. I mean,
there's no rhythm to it.
And it all seems very like choreographed, box fit sort of. You know, first time a guy's.
Did I see that Ricky Hatton said he'd fight him?
Oh my God! I mean, what weight? I mean, I know.
Yeah, well, that was my first thing, because he's 6 footish, isn't he, Rio Ferdinand?
Yeah, I think 6'3", I think.
Oh, he's way too big then for Ricky, because Ricky's only small. He's only about 5'7", I'd say, if
5'8",
that.
5'9". Oh my
I don't
God!
think Ricky's that tall. He is short.
I get this real funny feeling the first time somebody lands on Rio Ferdinand's chin, it's over. Honestly.
Yeah,
I don't,
who does he? Do they find someone who's never had a fight to fight him? I don't. You know, how would they match him? Even I mean,
it's got to be the fight's got to get fixed. I'm sorry,
yeah,
because anybody who's willing to throw a punch at Rio Ferdinand, I I would not bet on his chin. I would not bet on him. I'm sorry. It's gonna end up in tears. I'm sorry. This is not gonna end up well.
it's going to be another Flintoff thing, isn't it?
No, 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 no. It's not gonna be a Flintoff thing. It's not. Flintoff got away. Flintoff. You remember Flintoff's unbeaten.
Yeah,
Flintoff got away.
yeah,
You remember Flintoff? Even didn't Flintoff get dropped in that fight, or he got
yeah.
wobbled in that fight?
I think he went down, didn't he?
Yeah, if the minute the guy just touched him with the guy, and that was a guy they didn't expect that to happen. That guy came over, he just touched. It was like he just breezed him and Flintoff fell over.
And he shit himself. He thought, "Oh my God, what have I done?"
Yeah, exactly. And then what happened after that fight?
Yeah.
Have you seen him since?
No.
Right.
Never heard of him before. Never heard of him after. But yeah, I don't know what this whole. I think well, it's the Conor McGregor effect, isn't it? But you know, Conor McGregor comes from a,
McGregor can fight.
yeah, exactly. Although it's a different discipline, they're fighting
McGregor can fight.
combat sports.
There's some people now who just can fight. They don't need no.
Yeah.
Just,
You go up to a traveler site and the kids of like
they can
7,
fight.
8, 9 sparring each other. They don't need any training. They can just fight.
You can fight. That's what I'm saying. So you go on them sites and you pick up with the kids from there. You just put them in. Say, okay, right. I want you to put this combination together. Put that combination. But they can fight. They can fight. You don't have to worry about protecting them getting hit.
No.
This guy, I can't stop thinking. Every time I look at this guy, first time somebody hits you on your chin, you're going over, and that's that.
And I don't understand why he'd want to do it. He certainly can't be financially motivated. He got plenty of money. I mean, he's a real, like, when you actually, I mean, he's a lot of tragedy in his life and that. Maybe it's that kind of frustration. He just needs to get it out of his system or something. But, you know, go and climb Kilimanjaro for charity or something. I don't know. Go and do.
Well, you know what I would have liked Freddie to have done? Freddie, sorry, Rio. Go and fight some white collar fights.
Yeah.
Quietly. He could
Yeah.
have done it. He could have got himself fit, could have got in shape, and gone and had a couple of fights. Quietly.
Exactly.
And see what happens.
I mean, is he actually had a spar yet?
I don't know.
I'd love to see that.
I'd love to see that. I would love to see that.
Because you can't. I mean, if he's 6'3", I should imagine he weighs probably. No, I should imagine he weighs over 200 pounds. So they can't put him. Why don't they go down and see Enzo Macronelli and stick him in with Enzo for 4 threes? And I'm not a Rio hater, but that would just be like a wake up call.
That's not nice.
Yeah, Enzo would fucking ruin him.
He would even now. Let's see.
But at least then he would get a feel for it, and he might then realize, oh, this isn't like, you know, there's a guy, I can't remember who said it, but boxing ain't a game.
It ain't a game. Bellew said it. Of all people to say, Bellew said it. But yeah, I do fear. The thing is, I can't. There is only one reason Richie Woodhall is with Rio Ferdinand.
Money.
That's it. It's a money grab.
Oh, a fucking Woodhall, if he got paid £100, would go to the opening of a can of beans, mate.
Oh my God.
Honestly, everywhere, every kind of little boxing show or little private dinner, he's always there in some capacity, getting himself in there.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. The thing is, it's things like that. That is what is going to be a real black eye for boxing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the whole, the amount of money Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather made out of that thing was, for me, that put a little bit of a, it was horrible, because we knew what was going to happen before it took place. And that, you imagine if that was, Imagine if they'd have put him in with a young, hungry, like a Canelo or someone like that, or a Golovkin, or not an old guy that don't punch anyway, who's been inactive, and he looked. I mean, let's have it right. Mayweather looked a shadow of himself.
I heard about De La Hoya wants to fight McGregor now. You heard about that?
Yeah, I bet he does. He thinks, well, if I can get maybe I only get 20 million. It's easy work.
I wouldn't want to see McGregor get hit with that left hook. That's for sure.
No, you don't. He should be walking away now. He's done everything in the sport. He's made his money. He's got nothing else to prove. I mean, in that octagon, the guy's an absolute beast. But boxing and mixed martial arts, they're they're night and day apart. Especially at that level when you're taking on, elite operators, because you couldn't put him in against, sort of a fringe European sort of level fighter, because what does that prove? And to be honest, he'd probably still get beat.
Somebody's asking who Rio Ferdinand is. He's the ex-Manchester United defender. He was once considered the most expensive footballer in the world, or even the most expensive footballer in the world, or the most expensive defender in the world, one or the other.
Yeah, defender.
Defender, yeah.
Great footballer as well, by the way.
Yeah. Well, they said that his great footballing, most of it was because Vidic got him out of trouble half the time.
Yeah.
So people ask, is Vidic going to be there to help him out if he starts getting hit?
Actually, Vidic looks more of a fighter than he does, to be honest.
Yeah, he does. Vidic looks like, he definitely.
Looks like he could have it.
Yeah, Ibrahimovic is another one as well. He looks like he'd have it as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the influence of MML, UFC. Let's talk about Dan. What's this guy name? What's that? Dan. What's his name? The promoter of UFC.
Yeah, Dana
White. He's coming into boxing, I understand.
Yeah, I think. Well, basically, we had sort of a similar thing with darts. Darts was on the bones of its ass. It was being promoted by the BDO, which is still around. I'll be working for them and BT over the Christmas period, covering their World Championships. But they basically just didn't. The players split almost 25 years ago now, and then obviously Barry Earn got involved, and it became this massive, huge brand that it is now. And I think boxing was looking at the numbers UFC was doing, the gate receipts, the pay-per-view buys, and I think they sort of looked at that and thought, hang on a minute, this guy knows what he's doing. And if you actually sit down and talk to him, he's a very shrewd guy, and understands all about the demographics. He understands about, it's not just about letting putting them in there and letting them fight. He knows that they're a brand and a product, and he sells that brand and product, which then obviously turns into gate receipts and pay-per-view buys. And yeah, I think he's one of them that he just gets it. He gets it. He gets the value for money thing. Some of the stuff we've been made to pay for in recent years on pay-per-view for boxing been atrocious, absolutely atrocious. I don't want to sit down and pay 20 quid for a pay-per-view card, and if I had £1 in an accumulator with all them fighters that were fighting, the home fighters, I'd win 36p. I don't want to watch a fight where a guy's 50 to 1 on, because that's not a fight, is it?
It isn't.
I'm being made to pay for that shit.
Dana White, with him coming in, he's used to seeing the best fight the best week in, week out.
Yeah, he won't have any. He won't pad a guy's record. If you think he will put the best in with the best. If he gets involved, and he'll tell the fighters, you got to earn your money.
He could do it. He could actually pull it off in terms of the best fight, the best. You could call it the best versus the best brand. And that brand can just be the best guys fighting the best guys.
How much did he sell the UFC for?
I don't know. A lot of money.
It was insane amount of money, by the way. Like insane money. So, and this is how good he is. They kept him on as a paid, they basically bought it off of him and then give him a job.
Nicely.
Yeah. So he's got the financials. He will have the contacts. He has the broadcasters. He certainly would have the fighters' respect, because you know, that's what most fighters want to do majority of the time. They want to
Absolutely.
get paid well, and they want to get matched up against great fighters, and be on great shows and great cards. I thought the Belfast card. I've just been catching up with it, sort of like this afternoon and this evening. I thought it was a good card.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Good fights.
you wouldn't believe who's in the room.
Go on.
Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
Truth and facts about boxing. He was from America.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, we spoke to him the other night, didn't we?
Yeah. He's in the room. I've sent you the link, by the way, Bo, if you want to jump in. I was going to say to you, Chris, what was it? I heard tonight, sensational news, Mikkel Kessler is making a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some whispers about it a while ago.
Yeah, he
wasn't sure how true it was, but yeah, I think I got sent a text message myself earlier saying it's confirmed and he's going to have another go.
Yeah, he spoke. Eric Skoglund spoke to us tonight. The guy who's fighting, who fought Callum Smith.
Yeah,
and he's fighting Rocky Fielding. A lot of people think that he's going to do Rocky Fielding. Kessler announced it a long time ago, but we didn't know what had happened to Kessler. Supposedly, Kessler was unwell.
Yeah, he had some kind of viral infection or something.
Yes, so now he's due to come back sometime, I think early January, so I understand.
Wow.
So Kessler in the super middleweight division. I wouldn't mind watching Kessler fight Eubank Jr. I wouldn't mind fighting Kessler fighting Groves.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him fight any of those guys, to be honest.
DeGale.
Smith.
DeGale.
Yeah, DeGale, yeah. So what do you think? Do you think Kessler's got any chance?
I was a big fan. I mean, his fight with Joe was superb, but I mean, even that was a long time ago. I don't know. I don't know how much he'd have left, to be honest. I think they'd have to sort of match him fairly steady in a first couple of fights just to see what's, see what it's like with boxing. They literally, from one fight to the next, when you hit that certain age, you literally it all goes. Your punch resistance, your fitness, your output, and I'd hate to see him. I mean, he can't be coming back for money because he made a serious amount of dough. He was really well managed. So he must feel like there's something left in the tank, and he's like another one. With fighters, they can never get out of their system.
Yeah, I've always liked Mikkel Kessler. There's just something about him
He's a real nice guy.
Yeah, but it's something, it's one of there's something about him that I don't know what it is about Mikkel Kessler. He's not about his PR team or, the guy can fight and respect him as a good fighter, but there's something about him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I can't get what it is. The guy can fight. But, there's a lot of guys in the world that can fight. But when you say the name Mikkel Kessler, there's a warm feeling that goes inside.
Yeah. There's nothing to dislike about him. The way he carries himself, the way he speaks, the way he fought.
Yeah.
There's nothing to unlike, say, compare him to Carl Froch. One makes you smile, the other one makes you frown.
Yeah, Kessler's got that. I don't know what it is. There's something about Kessler that's always bright and positive, and maybe I don't think I've heard Kessler trash talk anybody either.
No, he's like a real straight up guy. I don't. There was a thing I managed to stumble across on YouTube. They were doing some kind of tribute to Kessler. It was a massive show, and he didn't know Joe. Well, he didn't know it was happening, and then they flew Joe over, and he went in and did like a tribute himself to him, and it was, you could tell the respect they had for each other was just amazing.
Yeah, and he's a good fighter in the ring, a great guy outside the ring. He's one of those guys I really want to get an interview with. He to me is a throwback fighter.
Yes, throwback. Very much like Joe was.
Yes, definitely throwback.
I mean, they were both from sort of similar. They both cut from the same kind of cloth.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good fighter. So wish him all the best in his comeback. The De La Hoya comeback. What do you think of this De La Hoya versus Conor McGregor? You think it's a money grab or what is
it? Yeah, it's just a money grab, isn't it? They know that he's an attraction. Oscar had a massive fan base. I know the whole promoting thing for him. I don't think that's working out quite as financially rewarding as he hoped. So for me, he just sees it as he probably would earn 20 million quid out of it, or dollars, whatever. So what's he going to take him? Like, he don't look like he's in bad shape, so he'd probably do a 10-week camp, and it would sell. People would buy that. Conor McGregor's got a huge fan base, like insane fan base. Although they've been quiet since the Floyd fight, funny enough. I just think it's a money grab.
Yeah, I said this the other day. How the hell Della Hoyer's got a nerve? He slandered Mayweather for fighting, called it a circus and all the rest of it. And then now he comes back and says, "I'll fight." I don't know if it's the drink or the drugs talking. I can't tell which one it is with Oscar.
No, well, apparently he has an interest in both. and dressing up in women's clothes. So
yeah, drink. It's the drink, the drugs, or the cross dressing. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. Well, it's what he's done all his dough on, I should imagine.
Oh,
but yeah, you can't come out and criticize, one guy for doing it, and then, sort of 6 months later go, "I'll have a bit of that." But he's done that. Is like since he's been sort of like inactive as a fighter and doing a lot of promoting, he comes out with some real random stuff that just doesn't, it doesn't sit well, and it just doesn't make any sense. No. And he's still got all of his marbles, you know what I mean? It isn't that, but it's just that hypocrisy of it all.
Sometimes you see Oscar, and I wonder to myself, if he does interviews, I wonder, he's drunk or he's slurring his words. I'm thinking, how the hell are you getting away with this stuff? I mean, all the time. I mean, Oscar called Liam Smith UK's most popular fighter. All bets are off. Oh,
yeah, that was a strange one. What did you think of that rematch fight with Williams?
I didn't watch it. That's how much interest I had in it. So
right, okay, yeah, it wasn't. It didn't catch fire. And
Bo's in the room. Hello, Bo. How are we doing?
That's so cruel.
What's that? What's cruel?
You was like, I didn't watch it. That's how much interest I had in it.
I didn't.
Straight up hating, Bo.
Yeah, he's just straight up hating. What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
I'm good, man.
To be honest with you guys, I didn't watch the boxing last night either. I didn't watch Frampton. I didn't watch any of the boxing. And that just tells you at this minute in time where I'm at. I just, it's like, if somebody says, okay, these are the fights that are on tonight, I think, okay, right, I'm going to set myself up for the night. I'm going to get my popcorn, get my food, my drink, get myself in a mood. And then I look at what I'm going to be watching tonight. And I look down the card. He'll get knocked out. He'll get knocked out. He'll get beat. He'll get stopped. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think, what the hell am I watching a fight for?
Yeah. Did you think like me, Conlan would get beat?
Yeah. I thought he was going to get smashed.
Yeah. He's just too easy to hit. And every time I watched him, I was just, first time again, he steps up, he's going to get found out. And Frampton didn't get a particularly good response on sort of social media and the boxing forums I've read. He looked tiny. I mean, I like the way he just stood there and wanted to have a fight. I mean, it was entertaining enough, but he just looked tiny.
Rick Glazer said that he's finished. Rick Glazer said that Frampton is finished and he's on the slide. And this Rick Glazer's been in the sport 42 years.
Yeah.
On the slide. I thought he was talking about somebody else.
Yeah.
And then obviously took the other night.
I think he's trying to adapt again, because obviously he's now with Jamie Moore, and Jamie Moore's style's a little bit different from what he would have been used to before. Right. And you could see he was trying a lot more different things that, again, maybe trying him against that kind of fighter is what made him look a little bit ragged at times. But I didn't think it certainly wasn't a horrible performance. It was But like I said, the size difference for me, it looked, you know what I mean? It looked like they were two different weights.
Absolutely. By the way, I've got people in the phone's going berserk. People in the people want to know who's talking in the room. So, gentlemen, can you both introduce yourselves?
My name's Chris Mason. I'm an opinionated ex-dart player.
And my name is Bond, James Bond. I'm a former English double agent.
Watch it, mate. Watch yourself.
No, my name is Bo. Truth and Facts About Boxing.
And he's a huge Lewis Ortiz fan.
Yeah, I like Ortiz.
Yeah. So, Chris, what were your thoughts when you heard about the high blood pressure tablets?
Well, I do understand why a man who's meant to, like, boxers are meant to be fit. So you wouldn't have thought if his lifestyle was right and his health was right, unless he had an underlying issue. But as we know, that those kind of tablets are usually used as masking agents. But you know, it's a bit like when the whole thing with Tyson Fury when he first came out, that he was like roiding. Well, whoever was selling them roids was selling him something that weren't roids, because you don't have like the build, the physique of anything that would relate to someone who was doing roids. And you look at Ortiz, you know, if you picked anybody that looked like someone was doing roids with the roid belly and the bulking, and someone who's managed to put on something like 30 odd pounds of muscle in 3 years, it's Joshua, isn't it?
Well, there you go. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Lewis Ortiz, the WBC are saying that he's not suspended. They're
One of the governing bodies have done him for a year, haven't they?
Yeah, something like that. But he's been. They're still investigating it, and to me, it looks like Ortiz versus Wilder can still happen. I think so. And if Lewis Ortiz was taking blood pressure tablets, then God knows how much he's popping now. If there's a possibility that him and Ortiz, him and Wilder will fight. Bo, I'll leave it over to you. What do you think?
I'm sorry, Ingham. Give me like 2 minutes, man. I'm yelling at this 17-year-old here.
Okay.
Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's okay. While at this point, we just continue destroying Lewis Ortiz, and then
I think I'm very much about Wilder what I am with AJ. They both got known suspect whiskers.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ortiz can hold a shot. I think he'll probably be, for me, that would be his toughest opponent if he fights Ortiz to date.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I wouldn't be shocked if Ortiz beat him.
Here's what I think: if Wilder fights Ortiz, Wilder blitzes Ortiz.
Yeah.
I really believe it. I really believe that if Wilder fought Ortiz, he blitzes Ortiz.
Really?
Age. I think that Ortiz
is
much older than people say he is. He's slow and plodding, and I think that Wilder's very fast, very underrated fast. I think he'll catch Ortiz with that right hand very early and get him out.
15 stone 10 Wilder, and he's like 6'6". I mean, he's got some serious speed for a heavyweight.
I'm saying to you, and I see him blitzing Ortiz. I really see him. I see him going.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I had to cut that.
I knew that to get him in the room.
I had to cut it short. I had to tell her, go to your room. I get it. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Wait a minute. I don't see him blitzing him. You got to understand something. Lewis Ortiz actually has a 1-inch reach advantage over Deontay Wilder.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's a great granddad now.
He ain't no gut. Boy.
Older than Mansour. He's 48 years old.
Now, okay, hold on, wait.
Or 49.
Okay, wait a minute. What does his American documented birth certificate says?
38.
Thank you. So he's 30.
No, wait, whoa. That's what his box rec says.
Okay, what's his American?
That's what his
documented birth
well,
certificate?
okay. Unless he's Buck Rogers, yeah. Unless he's Buck Rogers, and he got frozen in time. Let's go back in time to track his amateur pedigree and who he was fighting with back then. most of the guys who were in those Olympics fighting have since retired.
Yes, because he was a young man when he fought them.
Yeah, and he was
a young
old.
man.
He's
No, he was
older
a
than
young man.
he's older than Amir Mansour.
You do know, as a Cuban, you can
Yes.
participate in the Olympics at the age of 13 and 14 if you are good enough.
Right. But he
Okay,
wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough.
We don't know. We don't know.
If you check my interview with Tyson Fury, he told you he weren't good enough. He was ranked. He was either second or third for Cuba. Mike Perez was ranked higher than him. And look where Mike Perez is today.
Yeah, yeah. And Mike Perez was garbage. And Mike
Perez. Wait.
What's the problem? Mike Perez
in Cuba.
Mike Perez's problem. Mike Perez's problem is when he hurt that dude real bad. He was never the same after that.
Oh, okay, fine. But Mike Perez was the top heavyweight in Cuba, correct?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Luis Ortiz was ranked third according to Tyson.
No, he was second.
Okay, second then.
Well, we could say that same thing that Mike Tyson. And, what was the other guy?
Okay. But we talk about Luis Ortiz. Oh, wait. What makes Luis Ortiz great? Please tell me.
What makes him what?
What makes him great?
I think he's technically sound.
Against who?
Well, you could say that about every heavyweight boxer.
Well, we could, but this is a guy that's meant to be supposedly. If you're going to talk about somebody being technically skilled, we've got to see him against technically skilled against another guy who's technically skilled.
Okay, well, how many technically skilled heavyweights do we have right now?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm putting it out there because you're saying that Ortiz is technically skilled. Well, he looks good against B-level opponents.
Okay.
Okay. So he's okay.
Okay, wait.
He didn't look great against.
No. Don't tell me about his level of opponents. I asked the question. I said, how many technically skilled heavyweights do we have right now?
Malik Scott, he fought.
Was Malik Scott technically skilled?
I would think he's one of the most skilled heavyweights we've got.
Okay. Did he beat Malik Scott?
Malik Scott went 12 rounds while the Blue Mountain around.
Did he beat Malik Scott?
He went 12 rounds with Malik Scott.
Did he beat Malik Scott?
Even Derek Chisora dropped and stopped Derek Donkey Chisora.
Are you ready for Parliament?
Derek Donkey Chisora.
Because I'm asking you a specific question and you're dancing around it.
Okay, go ahead.
So you must be running for Parliament.
Why is that?
Because I'm asking you, did he beat Malik Scott?
Yes. But so did Derek Chisora.
Hold on. Wait a minute. George Foreman knocked out Frazier, but Frazier go 12 rounds with Ali. That means nothing to me. Yeah. Did he win?
I'm telling you, when Deontay Wilder hits him, he's gonna get hit like he's never been hit before.
If he don't hit Deontay Wilder first,
he ain't gonna hit Deontay Wilder. Listen, you see how slow ass Ortiz is?
I don't know. He's slow.
He's slow ass, man. Come on.
Okay, slow ass.
He's slow ass. He can't sell a ticket and he's slow ass.
Okay, well, beat him then. And this is not an argument. Until then, we have to talk about what he's doing against the guys we've seen him do, right?
Chris, what are your thoughts? Well, I know Chris is an Ortiz supporter, and I know Bo's an Ortiz supporter, and I just got to do something different.
No, hold on, wait a minute. See, this is where you're wrong. I'm not a supporter. What I am is a believer in defying bullshit when I hear it. And when I hear bullshit, sometimes like he's running for office when he shucks and jabs his way like American style dancing around questions, then I have to attack him.
Well, I'm thinking, in my opinion, he didn't look great against Dave Allen. He didn't look good against Malik Scott. But this is a guy who's the best heavyweight in the world. Really?
Okay, well, I'm thinking. Really? Hold on, wait a minute. I'm thinking Muhammad Ali didn't look that great against Leon Spinks. He didn't look that great against Ken Norman, but he's still the greatest of all time.
I remember. I'm talking about on the way up.
Okay.
On the way up. Mike Tyson.
There's an old phrase in boxing. A great person said this. Matter of fact, I think he's a Hall of Fame. He said sometimes you have to win and then just look good in your next fight.
Okay, look. Somebody just said to me, I gave Stavern a fighting chance. Yes, I'll give Ortiz a fighting chance. But I've got a problem with Ortiz.
Okay.
He's slow of foot and slow of hand.
No, I disagree.
And he's very methodical.
I disagree with that. But see,
okay. Oh. Well, okay. So, what fight are you going to tell me that he hasn't showed fast hands and fast feet? Show me what fight that is.
Oh, dog! When he fought Tony Thompson, he showed fast hands.
Tony Thompson.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me finish.
Thompson.
Oh
my God!
Can I finish? Can I finish before you do the? You know what I'm saying? That thing that you like to do, that Benny Hill thing that you like to do. Can I finish?
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
He showed good footwork and good hand speed against Thompson, also against Brian Jennings. The thing of it is, though, this is what you have to understand. Whatever he does, Ingram, whether it works for him.
Okay, all right, hold on. When did he fight? When did he fight Brian Jennings and Tony Thompson? That's before he signed Matchroom, right?
That was before. When
was that?
When he was with Golden Boy.
When was that?
When he was with Golden Boy.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately? When was that?
When he was with Golden Boy.
Yeah. Well, when was that?
You said what has he done for you lately?
When was that? What have you done for me lately? When was that?
He beat Malik Scott and David Allen. That's what he's done for you lately. But you can contribute that to Eddie Hearn. Because Eddie Hearn,
Listen. Stavern hadn't done anything. I agree. I accept that. I accept that. Okay. Listen. I like Tony Thompson. I think Tony Thompson's a very skilled heavyweight. I think Jennings is a good heavyweight. They're good fights, but I don't think he's been in with a puncher. And there's a reason why the Ortiz has not fought a puncher yet, and we're going to find out when he fights Wilder. He
hasn't fought a puncher because the punchers have not been willing to fight him. That's not his fault.
We'll see. We'll see.
He has been fairly avoided, right?
Yeah.
Avoided? No, I don't say. Okay, there's reasons why he's avoided, and Tyson broke it down quite clearly. The reason why he said three things. He said, "Who's Luis Ortiz's audience?
Mm-hmm.
Who is he? Who's going to buy? First of all, who's paying to see Luis Ortiz fight?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, okay, so you're not a ticket seller. One, so what do you bring to the table? And two, you have an awkward style.
Okay.
I mean, and there's a possibility I might get beat by you. So damn hell, there
it is. That's the last one right there.
Yeah,
I might get beat by you because wait a minute. He said it perfectly. I might get beat by you. You know why? That's important to him because when he was fighting guys like USS Cummings, he wasn't thinking that I might get beat by you. He knew I could beat him, so he wasn't worried about his audience who's paying to watch it. See, it's because I think I might lose to you, which I might lose my spot. That's why.
Listen. I look at two things. I don't look at social media. I look at ticket buys, and Luis Ortiz is not a ticket seller.
But that's not our jobs as people.
When you talk about a guy being avoided, has he been avoided because he's a damn good fighter? There's a possibility. He is a good fighter, Ortiz. Yes, but the other reason is he can't sell a damn ticket.
Neither could Terry Cummings, but you fought USS Cummings though. He couldn't sell a damn ticket. But
wait. Cunningham
could not sell a damn ticket.
Wait. Cunningham. How world champion?
As a cruiserweight, not as a heavyweight.
Right? I'll stop that right there.
Malik Scott couldn't sell a damn ticket, but you fought him though, right?
Stop that talk right there. Cruiserweight. Well, David Haye was a cruiserweight, moved up to heavyweight, became world champion. Holyfield was a cruiserweight, moved up to heavyweight, became a world champion.
Right.
Your point? Michael Moorer moved from light heavyweight to heavyweight, became world champion.
Cunningham was not a world champion. He came from cruiserweight straight to heavyweight to fight Tyson Fury. And Tyson wasn't worried about selling no goddamn tickets when he fought him. He wasn't worried about who his audience is when he fought him. Because the audience damn sure didn't follow him to the UK where he fought him at. So he wasn't worried about that then. So what's the problem with Luis Ortiz? Because if you're the man, if you're the A side and Ortiz is the B side, then you are the one they coming to see, not Ortiz.
I'm telling you, when Luis Ortiz is scraping his gumshoe off the canvas and he gets actually exposed in a few rounds, you're going to turn around and say to me after, well, you know what, Ortiz was an old man. Wait and see.
No, I would never do that because you know what? That would devalue the victory of the guy that beat him.
Listen.
If I in high regard and he gets beat, that gives the person that beat him all the credit. Value fighter.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. When Wilder fights Ortiz, I said before David Stavern and Wilder had the rematch. So it's not now I'm saying it. I've always said Wilder will wipe Ortiz out. And the longer that takes for this fight to be made, the faster it happens. I'm telling you. Wipe him out.
Well, guess what? Ortiz will go longer than Stavern did.
What's that?
Ortiz will last longer than Stavern did.
He probably will do. You better hope he does.
No, he will, because he's skillful, not like Stavern.
Doesn't make a difference. He's still going to get stripped.
He won't come out and throw. Luis Ortiz is not going to come out. Luis Ortiz has a higher ring IQ than both Wilder and Stavern.
Okay, all right. Yeah, but you can't IQ Father Time.
And you can't IQ a guy who ain't throwing no punches. Luis Ortiz throws punches.
Yeah, okay. But how long has he been out of the ring?
How long has Stavern been out of the ring?
Well, no. Don't forget Stavern. We're talking about Ortiz. When's the last time he was in the ring? When's the last time he was in the ring?
Baby. Knowing how to fight is knowing how to fight, baby.
Okay, so when's Ortiz going to be back in the ring?
Next year. Now that he's been reinstated by the WBC, they plan on putting him in the ring in February.
Okay. Against who?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Could be Wilder.
I hope it is Wilder. I hope it is Wilder. That's the sort of time they'll take the fight now, because Ortiz ain't fought for a while.
Hey, I've said that though. I've said if I'm Wilder, I jump on him now, because this guy has not been in the ring for a while. This is the perfect time.
And the last time he fought, who did he fight against?
I think it was David Allen.
Wait, say again.
David Allen, December 2016.
Okay, so one more time.
Who was his promoter though when he fought David Allen?
No, wait. Who did he fight? Was the last fight?
Who was his promoter when he fought David Allen?
No, forget the promoter. He still took the fight. Who did he fight?
He fought David Allen, but who was his promoter?
Okay.
But who was his promoter though?
A guy who couldn't beat Leroy Thomas, right?
Wait a minute. But who was his promoter?
That is it, right?
Who is his promoter?
He's got one of the best promoters in the world, is he not?
No. When he fought David Allen, who is his promoter when he fought David Allen? Who is this bro? Hey, everybody listening.
Jacobs got.
Everybody listening, vote for Ingram Jones when he runs for parliament.
Listen, the same promoter that Danny Jacobs has got, the same promoter AJ has got.
Oh, so why didn't Ortiz fight AJ when they had the same promoter?
Ask AJ. Ask Ortiz that question.
Okay, I will. I will.
Why didn't Ortiz sign the contract to fight Stavern back then?
No, that was Stavern. No. He wanted that fight. That was
don't lie.
I'm not gonna lie here. Hold on, baby. Because I was following that.
Don't lie.
The WBC. When Povetkin.
No. Forget the Povetkin fight. When Povetkin
popped positive, and Don King and Stavern was saying that they should, number one, be the mandatory, and number two, they should have got the interim belt. Forget that before then. They should have got the interim belt. The WBC was floating around the idea of, why don't you fight Ortiz?
Before that. No. Way before that.
Until you give me a decision.
Way before that. Stavern wanted to fight Ortiz. And Ortiz was talking about let's have to fight
Ortiz. Stavern never wanted to fight Ortiz.
Of course he wanted to fight Ortiz.
When?
The contract was sent to Ortiz.
When?
Ortiz said, no, I don't want it. The contract was sent to Ortiz. Ortiz said, I don't want it.
When?
Before the Povetkin fight.
No, get out of here.
Before Stavern fought Povetkin. Yes.
No.
You know why I know that's true? Because I remember interviewing Ortiz's manager.
Okay.
Talk to me.
I don't remember anything about that.
You know anything. I know that because I talked to his manager.
You can talk to his manager all day. I never seen a damn thing about that one.
Okay, well, get your information off Boxing Scene then.
Okay, I'm not going to Boxing Scene. You said you interviewed his manager? I'm going to check out the interview.
Okay, or you can go on Facebook and get the information on Facebook if you like.
I just said, you said you interviewed him, right?
Or you can go, I tell you what you can do. The best thing you can do, Bo, is go.
I know what I can do. I can actually text.
I am a Luis Ortiz fan.
I can actually text from that. I can actually text Boxel Cubano and the manager on right now if I want. But you said you interviewed him.
Why are you asking their real age as well?
But you said you interviewed him.
Wait. Hold on.
I'll go and I'll check it out.
Hold on. If you can do that, then we can find the real age of Luis Ortiz, and everybody can know the truth and stop being fooled by this 38 years old. Tell us all the truth.
What does his document say, man?
Wait, no. I'm asking you if you can find that information, find out how old he really is, and then we can have a proper debate about this guy.
I know how old he really is, man.
How old is he?
He's 38.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you stand by that?
Huh?
Do you stand by that?
I stand by what the document says.
No. Do you stand by that?
I stand by what the document says.
Okay, let's put it this way. Are you willing to put your house and your whole house up on it?
On what the document says, yes, I am.
No, on his age. I ain't asking for a damn document. His age.
On the age of the document.
You know that Cubans, you know the fact that Cubans, when they come to the US, they can get their documents falsified. You know that.
No, I don't know anything, man.
You don't know that.
Tell me something new.
You don't know that.
No, you just told me.
You yourself yourself have Cuban connections. You don't know that.
I never knew. Well, see, you know what? See, I don't.
Wait, you have Cuban connections. You don't know that.
Well, I mean, I have. I don't indulge in the criminal element. So
I'm not suggesting you. No. I'm not suggesting that. But you're suggesting. You're saying you don't know it happens.
Documenting papers is illegal in the United States. I mean, I don't know about the UK, but the United States is illegal.
Okay. All right. Okay. So if I could get some evidence to suggest that this man is not 38 years old,
then your evidence is false.
Okay. But Mr. Mansour said he's older than 45.
That's Mr. Mansour. Where does Mr. Mansour get his evidence from?
Mr. Mansour said just check and see who was fighting around that time.
That don't mean anything. He could have been 12, 13 years old.
Jesus Christ. Mr. Mason, you still in the room?
I am. I'm just eating my popcorn.
Listen. For us to have a real serious debate about Luis Ortiz against Deontay Wilder, all jokes aside, seriously, when they do the tail of the tape, we need to know the man's proper age.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. Like I think Wilder's dog shit. I really do. I remember him going. Can you remember that fight with? I mean, we spoke about it before, but
yeah, I know. But
and anybody who's got that much of an issue, where he had that fight removed off of YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
What fight was that?
The Harold Sconia's fight.
Was that the amateur fight?
No, it's a pro fight where he got knocked down for about 9 for the count of 9.
Yeah, Kovalov did the same thing with Darnell Boone, right?
And also, yes, and the other thing that happens when he got knocked down by was it Nichols?
Yes, something like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the team. See, what happens is the team. I'm not going to so much blame the fighters, but the team, when they want to sell you a particular way, they can't have videos of stuff like that out there.
No, but his punches are wide, his feet are shit. We know he's got a dodgy chin. And he's just got away with it. He's just getting away with it because the division is so poor.
I'm not going to say that about Wilder. And you know why I'm not going to say about Wilder anymore? Because whoever, you see, I have this not a theory. Until a guy gets beaten, we don't know how bad he actually is or how good he actually is.
Yeah.
So when a guy, see, we've got 4 or 5 guys out there who are unbeaten, and we really don't know how good they are until they actually fight one another, right? So if Wilder goes out there and starches Joshua in a couple of rounds, or if Joshua starches Wilder, what happens then?
You know what, man? Listen.
Do you then say that Joshua's a bum or Wilder's a bum because they're 1 and 2 in the world? Are they or not?
No, you don't say that. But what you do say is this, and here's the thing. And now I agree with Chris on some of the things he's saying. I disagree on some of the things he says. Here's the thing: Wilder has the ability. He has the skill. The problem with him is he doesn't focus on using it because he wants to just hit you with that. He solely relies on his athleticism and hitting you with that right hand.
Yeah.
He knows for a heavyweight, he's 6'7", 220 pounds. He's exceptionally heavy. He's exceptionally athletic for a heavyweight. And he relies on that. So, and he relies on his power. So if he goes in there against Anthony Joshua, and let's say Joshua starches him, it doesn't mean that Wilder was shit. It's just that Joshua is more technically sound, and Joshua just was able to counter what Wilder is used to doing. That's all that means. That's why, to me, I want both of them. This is why I'm That's why I'm awfully mad at Tyson Fury, because a Tyson Fury in shape, the Tyson Fury that beat Klitschko, he'd watch both these dudes. He was technically sound and he was athletic.
Yeah.
So he was technically sound. He was skillful and athletic. He washed both of these guys. This is a guy that rendered Vladimir Klitschko incapable of landing his power hand, which is he made Vladimir Klitschko incapable of doing what he likes to do. That takes skill. And people look at that. Like I tell everybody, that fight was more impressive to me than the AJ fight.
Yeah. I mean, one if you're like a purist, we appreciate that type of fight. Yeah. But unfortunately, the people that tune in, they see that AJ goes down and he gets it's like a Rocky movie, right? They fall in love with that bullshit, right? But you know, ultimately, you look at say Joseph Parker, for example. What's his toughest fight been? Huey Fury, and I mean that stunk the place out. That was awful. I look at AJ's toughest fight.
Dylan White, maybe.
It would have to be Klitschko, and he struggled. You know, he struggled, and then he struggled with Takam, and you think, you know, like it's all the stuff that we already know.
Yeah.
And then I look at Wilder, and I think absolutely he's athletic, he's fit, he punches like a mule, but ultimately he hasn't fought anybody.
But I'll say something to you all. There's something that is key. He might not have fought anybody, but the fact of the matter is he's starching all the guys that he's fought. So there is a level to beat him.
Who
starch guys that at that level you can starch? Like,
hold on, yeah, but he's starching them. He's not struggling with them. He's getting these guys are getting knocked out. They're not seeing the high bell.
But again, though, these are guys. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. I look at Wilder and I say, what happens when he gets in there with someone who can take that punch? Then what? What's his next game plan? Same thing with even Anthony Joshua. What happens when you get in there with the guy that's making everything you do not work for you? Then what? I saw Tyson, as much as I talk shit about Tyson, and I like him, I really like him. And the only thing I talk about him was when he punched his own self in the face. But much as I talk shit about Tyson, I've seen Tyson show me another gear. I've seen Tyson show me that, hey, he has another trick he can go to. I haven't seen that with these other guys. So
what about Luis Ortiz? Has he got another trick he can go to then?
No, I don't know that. Because
he hasn't got no flipping trick to go to. He's a one-trick pony. That's him. That's it.
Well, then he's a one-trick pony amongst a lot of one-trick ponies. Then
he's a one-trick pony, and his best win was against Dave Allen. That's what it is. That's Luis Ortiz.
Get off of it, you bloody wanker!
That's fucking brilliant.
Oh dear me. Chris, what do you think about all of this?
Well, listen, I don't really rate a lot of the heavyweight division. It's been hard for years. There's just been nothing, you know, maybe Lennox Lewis, and I mean, you have to admire Klitschko for his dominance, but again, he didn't really have a lot in front of him.
Yeah.
And he was, you know, he was just his style. You know, no doubt it will. I mean, if you get all these four guys together, eventually we will get a unified champion. Hopefully within the next sort of 18 months. But you know, even then, like I think Tyson's quite gifted. I think for a huge guy, his mobility is good. His punch variation is good. He's got good speed. Not the most exciting fighter to watch in the world if you're a Mike if you like the way Mike Tyson used to fight, that sort of thing. But I don't believe there's a heavyweight out there at the minute that would beat the version of Tyson Fury that beat Klitschko. There's not a heavyweight out there at the minute that could touch him.
I want to throw something in there now. Bo and Chris, I read an article, I read something, and it said no smoke without fire. Now, if Anthony Joshua is having issues with his promoter, and to me it sounds like there are a few issues, because he did in a recent interview, said Eddie Hearn was supposedly rumored to be negotiating with Wilder. Joshua said, it's me and my team, and it's Eddie Hearn. What Eddie Hearn does is fine, but me and my team have a plan.
Yeah.
So he's kind of separated himself between Eddie Hearn and obviously his team. So he separated that. Now, if things go tits up and he decides not to re-sign with Eddie Hearn, and the big talk of sanctioning bodies forcing a Wilder versus
Joshua
fight. Can the sanctioning bodies actually force that fight to happen
without strip? Well, then well, I presume that they can in some way, but would they? Neither of them want to strip their champions, would they? Because they're their biggest meal ticket.
Well, hold on. Is Wilder a meal ticket?
Well, in boxing at the minute, apart from if you take Tyson Fury out of the equation, because until he actually has a fight and is weighing somewhere around about maybe 18, 19 stone, he can't be in the equation right now, right? Joseph Parker doesn't sell tickets, so he's out of the mix. Hughie Fury's already been exposed, so he's no longer in the mix. So we've got Ortiz potentially. Again, he's now out of the ball game unless he does fight in February. Yep. So the biggest fight for both of them right now. And listen, they tell Eddie who they want to fight. Right? That's it. That's the rules. He's a promoter. If they want to make the Wilder fight, and listen, ultimately he can't go backwards, right? He can't fight. You know, Takam, they'll give him a pass on because you know, he was sort of like a last minute negotiation thing, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So he must know. They know, right? They've got to cash in. He's making insane money, right? But say Wilder could get beat, right? That's the biggest fight out there for both of them.
Exactly.
So where do they go? Do they? I mean, not being funny, Andy Joshua could fight me and sell fucking 60,000 tickets and do it on paper.
Eddie Chambers. Well, I know you don't want to talk about that, but you could fight Eddie Chambers.
No, that won't happen. Could they sell that over?
Well, the other day we just said that he could fight anybody.
Yeah, but then he's surely got to think about his own credibility. You know what I mean? All sportsmen have got egos, right? Could he? I mean, that's really like, you know, eventually fans will turn, and if they. You know, there's only so many times they'll weigh out all this money to go to these big stadium fights and hotels and ticket costs and all that, and then they eventually just start to dwindle because, you know, the finances won't add up for them to keep spending that kind of money. They want, you know, as much as they are casuals, they still want to see big fights. And I mean, there's no one out there with the kind of reputation now that I think he could. You know, potentially. I mean, he will sell tickets no matter what, but they want to earn mega money. They're used to that mega money now. So they're not going to risk it. You know, he wants like 10, 15, 20 million a fight.
Okay.
And the only person who's going to generate sort of 20s and 30 millions is going to be Wilder in this country, a pay-per-view fight. It's going to be in a big stadium. It'll do 80, 90,000 tickets wherever they eventually put it. And that's the kind of money he's now used to earning and he wants to earn.
Okay, fair enough. Bo?
You talking about as far as what? What are we talking about?
Mandatories.
Well, right now I don't think Wilder has a mandatory.
No, I mean the organizations making Wilder AJ a mandatory. They have to fight one another next.
Oh man, if they make that a mandatory, that would be great. The problem is that suddenly rarely ever happens. The only time I remember that happened is when the WBC did that to Kovalev for Adonis. But the problem with that is, I think the fighters want to fight, but I think the people behind the scenes have a different idea because, and Chris alluded to this, once the biggest fight to make in heavyweight division is Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Now that's. Yeah. Far be it if Tyson Fury's not coming back. If he comes back, that's the big fight, especially over in the UK, because that will generate more money than Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Yeah. But let's say Tyson Fury doesn't come back, or he's taking too long to come back. So the biggest fight to make right now, which is a rivalry fight, which is USA versus UK, and we all know we always beat the UK guys, but that's not, that's beside the point. But
of course you did. Last undisputed champion?
Me, because I just beat you on your channel.
Remember, you already come with some facts.
but yeah, but you know, it's a rivalry fight. People getting wrapped up in it. Social media is going wild. But the problem that people have to realize and understand is if once they make this fight, what's next? Because you're not going to get another big money fight. To a certain degree, you can wind up cashing out too early on both guys. Think, and I said this when it was Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. And I say, hey, once they fight each other, what's next for either one of these guys? Now, luckily, that division is starting to get some movement. You got guys coming up. But Floyd, after Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, what was next for either one of these dudes? It was really nothing next for him other than some glory fights, which is what we saw Floyd take and which is what we saw Pacquiao trying to do. Mm-hmm. So as fans, we want to see that. Like, I really want to see the best versus the best. And I did an article about this. But from a business aspect, I understand what the promoters are saying is, hey man, once you guys fight, that's it. Like we might cash out too early with you guys, unless back in the day, you could have a mega fight like that and you can get 3-4 fights out of that because people wanted to see it. But the problem with today is they don't want to take those kind of chances. So we get hurt by that.
Chris?
Yeah, no, he's right. He's right. Where do they go? The good thing about that, whoever does win that fight, they know that the other cash cow down the road is the Tyson Fury fight. Whoever wins that fight, if they do make AJ and Wilder, I think Tyson Fury is probably a year away. I think if he cuts weight like mad, it won't work for him with his body size and his frame. He'll have to, it's going to be a steady, slow process, and he's got to change the whole dynamics of his physicality, and that ain't going to happen in, that don't happen. When you've got into that bad a shape, 2 years out of the ring, that ain't going to happen overnight. So they do know whoever wins that fight, they know whoever loses that fight, there's going to be a rematch clause anyway, unless Wilder blows Joshua away in a round or two or the other way around, and I can't see that happening. What I can see happening, and then you obviously got Joseph Parker for the unification stuff. So I think whoever lost that fight then maybe would fight Parker, then they'd get another belt back, and then they'd have a rematch, and then eventually they'll get to Tyson Fury.
Okay. Couple of thoughts from you guys. When I interviewed Evander Holyfield a few days ago, one of the things Evander said about Tyson Fury says he viewed Tyson Fury as a guy that had his opportunity and now is trying to reclaim that glory, and he doesn't really think that Tyson's going to be able to do that anymore. What are your thoughts? First, Chris.
He's 28, so in terms of heavyweights, he's still young. As we know, this whole VADA and this whole British border boxing control thing, it could all be bullshit.
Yeah.
It all seems if there was 100% concrete proof, why hasn't it been dealt with? And you've only got, and I know it's only on like the pads and that, but you watch him even at 20. I think he's probably about 24 stone at the moment.
Yeah,
that guy's gifted. He got his hand speed, his movement. You only got to watch him now in this kind of condition. He still looks decent. Do you know what I mean? He still looks like, it's very natural to him. Peter Fury schooled him really well. He's got his own style, which for a heavyweight, it's very different. It's awkward. So I don't know. I don't think he's missed the boat. I mean, it's down to him. It's down to if he makes the sacrifices and he cuts weight properly and he rebuilds his body and his fitness and everything else that will go with it. Like I said, I think if he fights either of Joshua or Wilder in 12 months' time, I think he beats them all. I just think his style would negate everything that they bring. And what we've seen from both of them, probably more so we've seen more limitations with Joshua than we have in Wilder, I suppose, because with the fight with Klitschko, with the fight with Takam, with the fight with
White,
with Dillian White, who for me ain't no great shakes, and that was again he got exposed a little bit. It's only tiny little amounts. So it's not listen, I like the guy. I like the way he fights. He's aggressive. He's big. He's strong. He's fit. He looks like what heavyweight should look like for me. But he's limited.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it almost sort of maps out quite easily. But like Bo said, it might not be down to the fighters. They might want to think about how can they drag a little bit more money out until they have to put it all on the line, because the loser will feel like, well, where do I go?
Absolutely. Bo, your thoughts on what Evander Holyfield had to say?
Okay, speaking from an American standpoint, I get what he's saying, which is for us, once a guy isn't fighting, he's not seen, and he's gaining weight, that to us, we feel like, okay, you no longer have an interest in returning to and I think that's what he's looking at, is that, like, if Tyson Fury, and after 2 years that he was still training, he was fit. Let's say if he was 40, 50 pounds overweight instead of blowing all the way up to like 300 plus some odd pounds. So let's say if he 270, 280, okay, fine. It would be like, it's believable. Along with that, and Chris hit it right on the head, and I talk about this all the time, Tyson Fury to me is being handed the biggest injustice I've ever seen in boxing, because how does a guy who you're telling me you caught him waiting 2 years to hear his ruling, how does that happen if you got him caught dead? We just saw, like, think of the number of people that's been caught since Tyson Fury and is back fighting.
Yeah, they are.
Think of the people and Povetkin got caught twice.
Yeah.
He's still fighting. So to that point, I definitely see that.
And potentially Ortiz could be back before Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could be back and be back before Tyson. So I think that's what he meant by that. Like I said, to us, that's how we view it. Like, man, if you're almost 100 pounds past what your fight weight was, then you have no back. But also at the same time, I mean, listen, I've seen guys like Billy Joe Saunders blow up 60 pounds over and get down to weight. I've seen Brandon Rios blow up 40 pounds over and he gets down to weight. So I'm not saying it can't be done. I just think as a heavyweight, it just seems so much harder for you to do it as a heavyweight, because you are bigger, that you have to get into shape that will make you tired.
I don't. He totally relies on speed and mobility, and if he's carrying another, say, an extra 20 or 30 pounds, just another 20 or 30 pounds, that's gonna take away all of his advantages.
Right, and then also you have to remember, you talking about Evander Holyfield that fought during the day where there were no out of shape heavyweights.
No.
When you saw out of shape heavyweight, you knew that guy was taking the L that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was no. I mean, think about it. Lennox Lewis's Tyson. Even Buster Douglas got in shape for Tyson. So there was no out of shape heavyweight. So he speaks from that aspect. He's not speaking from the aspect of the world we live in today, which is the world of McDonald's and technology. Having your food delivered to your house. You ain't even got to leave your house. You can order stuff online. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to switch completely different weight divisions. But before I do, one other man I want to talk about is Lucas Brown. Your thoughts on Lucas Brown, Bo and Chris?
Well, he's an interesting character, but where does he fit into it? Inactivity is probably his age. Mm-hmm. And he was a doorman who sort of took up boxing late. He's obviously strong. But where does he? I don't understand why they don't make. They don't get him. Ricky haven't got him over here and just been letting him tick over, just taking any kind of fights. So yeah, I don't know where he fits in now. He's another one that could have potentially seriously missed the boat.
Brown was in the ring recently, according to Mikey. I don't know who it was. We'll be talking to Brown's manager in a couple of days' time. I think something's in the water, and they said that they've got some contracts going to get signed soon. So we'll know sooner rather than later who that's going to be against. Bo?
I agree with Chris. He's a very interesting character. And that was one of the great things about Fury and even Derek Chisora is the characters that they brought to the heavyweight division that made you want to be like, okay, then I want to check this out. And then not only is this guy big and can punch, like Fury was a big guy, but Fury was like the Jolly Green Giant. You know, he was big and, you know, he had that sort of a clumsy oaf attraction to him.
Yeah.
Wasn't. It's like, you think, oh, he's a clumsy oaf. And like, I can't tell you the number of Americans I heard say this about Tyson Fury. Oh, he's a big clumsy oaf. And I'm like, you have not seen this guy fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he appears that way, but, you know, and that's kind of what Lucas Brown is to me. Even without the PEDs, he's a character that you need. He has a very big punch. He has very good, decent skills. If you really watch him, like that would actually be someone that Ortiz can test himself against. Put him in there with him.
I don't know why they haven't made the Dillian White fight with Brown.
To clean that one up, Dillian White should fight Miller. That's what I think. Okay. White should fight Miller. And as for Lucas Brown, I'd like to see him fight Joseph Parker, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's a natural, isn't it? From where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a natural fight. I don't know why that hasn't been made.
Brown, because I had another point about Brown. This guy is a former world champion. Got off the deck to beat Shagayev, and carries a big punch. I think this guy is dangerous. He's a. I don't know why Miller gets more credit than Lucas Brown when Lucas Brown's already become a world champion. Got off the deck to do it, and I think Lucas Brown hits harder than Miller as well. So why?
Miller?
What's that?
My Big Baby Miller?
Yeah, Big Baby Miller.
Big Baby Miller. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish because I got some things I got to say about that. I'm gonna let you finish though.
I think Lucas Brown is a more proven fighter than Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller and Dillian White are two of the same type of fighter. They're both guys who have not been impressive in their careers, and they're both guys who, as far as I'm concerned, the best way to describe them as workmanlike. So let the two workmanlike guys fight it out, and the best of the two workmanlike fighters.
They're just shit talkers.
Yeah, let them two go on and fight. Let them two fight, and then the winner of that can go on and try and challenge for a world title. Because I don't want to see two of them challenging for a world title. Let one of them challenge for a world title because they're both boring to watch. Just personally, in my opinion, and I don't think Miller's that tremendously skilled either. But hey, people are desperate for a heavyweight to do something, and Miller's a guy that people have faith in. But I think him and White are two of the same thing. To be honest, one's unbeaten and one isn't. But that's it. Bo, you were going to say something about Miller.
Yeah, Big Baby Miller is a tree trunk who stumbles around the damn ring and pisses me off every time I see him. The thing with Big Baby Miller is this, and if you know boxing, you'll understand what I'm about to say. He does not throw. He doesn't have power. He overwhelms you and tires you down and tries to outwork you. What I mean by doesn't have power is when he throws his right hand, when a fighter throws a right hand and he sees an open, he throws it because he knows, okay, there's an open, but he throws it with proper technique. He turns his hip, he twists his knee, he turns into the punch. Big Baby Miller throws his right hand like it's a fucking jab. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then he gets hit, like he doesn't move his head. He gets hit all day long by the right hand. Walsh,
right, exactly.
Walsh, who didn't have any punching power, was landing that right hand at will. And the only way, and this is what really irks me, former fighter, even in sparring, if I saw you limp on your knee, if I saw you hold your elbow too tight, I jumped on your ass. Get the fuck out of here. You're a wounded animal. You shouldn't be here with me. It took the ref in the corner to stop the fight. Simply because the guy was in too much pain, not because he was hurting him. That's deplorable in the heavyweight boxing today.
For a so-called 300-pound guy, you don't punch at all.
Exactly. You had a guy in front of you that went 3 or 4 rounds with one hand, and you did not hurt him, shake him. And I know people say, "Oh, well, Wash is a tough guy." I understand that, but he's a one-handed fighter.
Yeah.
You're supposed to show everybody, "Hey, man, get this wounded mother." Look at what Charlo did to the one guy with the bad leg that he fought.
Yeah.
Hey man, get this motherfucker out of here with me. He's supposed to be here with me. Get him out of here. That should never happen. So he doesn't have that killer instinct, in my opinion. And on top of that, he has horrible technique when it comes to throwing his punches.
Terrible. him and Dillian White should fight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. I mean, even Deontay Wilder, when he throws that right hand, he throws it with technique. Everything else goes out the window. But that's the one thing he does right. He throws that right hand with technique, boy.
And when it lands, it's over.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one thing to say about Wilder. Say what you want about technique and windmill and all the rest of it. He gets you out of there. So that's quite nice. Yeah, I'm gonna change division for a second. I'm gonna talk about a man by the name of Caleb Truax and his fight against James DeGale. Bo, you're the American man. Give us your thoughts first.
Truax, there's always a chance when you're fighting James DeGale because he lets you into the fight in the second half of the fight. James DeGale is a front runner. He comes out, guns blazing, and he does good. It's the second half of the fight that he lets you in. So it's an interesting fight for me. Now I'm not one of those Americans that's really high on Truax. I don't think Truax has been tested, in my opinion, enough by the right type of opponents. I think he's been in there with guys who show some difficulty, but not tested. Like what we saw against J. Rock Williams when he just fought Ishe Smith. He was tested.
Wait, hold on. This is a guy that's fought Jermaine Taylor. He's fought Jacobs. He's fought Durrell. I mean, that's 3 good guys already.
Yeah, well, Jermaine Taylor, Jermaine Taylor, I can't give you. Jermaine Taylor I can't give you Jermaine Taylor. But
Jacobs.
Okay, Jacobs. Okay, Jacobs. I'll give you Jacobs. Durrell.
Durrell.
Yeah. Durrell hasn't been looking so impressive. I'll give you those two. I'll put a question mark by Durrell, but I'll give you Jacobs. But it's just he should, especially with James DeGale coming back, been going too long, coming back off injury. The mental aspect of this is what's going to be interesting because I want to know where's James DeGale mind going to go if Truax is having his way, kind of like the Bundu Jack fight.
Yeah.
So from the mental aspect, he has that advantage in my opinion. But I'm just not that high on Caleb. Maybe I'm being too hard on the guy. I'm just not that high on him. But he has a chance. It's a 50-50 fight if you ask me.
When I look at James DeGale, and I'm a fan of James DeGale, I've said it for ages. He needs He needs a technical trainer. He's got no defense. He tires badly in the middle half of fights, and he allows people to hit him and takes unnecessary punches. And the writing was on the wall when he fought Badu Jack in that 12th round. I'm sorry, but it's all for me. DeGale's career, it's all downhill from here because.
Yeah, I think we've seen the best of him.
Yes, I think it's downhill from now for James DeGale. I really do.
And he already sounds a bit punchy.
Yep, and he got dropped in his last fight by Badu Jack.
Yeah,
he's on his way down now. I think DeGale's in the decline. People may disagree with me. I think he's in decline, and all those injuries he keeps having, guy's in the decline. He's not peaking now. He's in his decline, and he's had hard fights as well. Remember?
Yeah, he has that. He's been in tough fights, and he's been in tough fights where they shouldn't have been tough, and then he's been in some real tough fights. I mean, that Badu Jack fight, he took a lot of punishment in that fight
unnecessarily because his trainer. No disrespect to Jim McDonnell, I think I don't even know if he's a great fitness coach because his man's always tiring in the fight.
I say he always comes out the same. The first 5-6 round, he looks good and he's got movement, and then the next thing you know, he's backing up on the ropes, and then he's just trying to ride and roll shots.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I think DeGale's on his way out. Personally, I don't know if Truax is the guy to beat him, but I think DeGale is definitely on his way out though. Chris, any thoughts on that?
No, I just totally agree. I think we've seen the best of him. I don't think we've seen any improvements. No. I like him as a fighter. Like he's tough, he's strong, he gives it his lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you've had that many tough fights and you've not sort of seen any kind of improvements at all. In fitness or his defense. I mean, that's the big thing for me is the fact that he gasses and then he just goes on the back foot. But rather than sort of moving around the ring and making it awkward for his opponent, he just backs up. And if he fights someone who seriously bangs, well, we've already seen he's lost his teeth in that, hasn't he? So
well, I said when he lost his
I
teeth.
don't want to see. I hope it's not the end of James DeGale personally.
No, I like the guy. I like the guy.
Yeah, but I mean, he has a lot.
His sister. It's got nothing to do with James DeGale. Bo's in love with his sister. It's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with his boxing, really.
I mean, it was hearts broken all over the world when James DeGale had to stop fighting. Man, we didn't get to see his sister no more.
And in all of his fights lately, he gets marked up really bad.
Yeah, that's it. You can't keep that happening in your career. I'm sorry. Then you just keep taking punishment like that. So I don't know how much longer we've got of James DeGale. So I guess we've got to make the most of him. But what do you make of his move to Frank Warren? Back to Frank Warren?
Yeah, well, because nobody wants to promote him. He don't, we've been out in America for a while, but it's like George Groves. We've seen the best of him now, I think. So
yeah.
I think they all just. I think Groves gets beat by Eubank, but I think they want to make DeGale Groves rematch, don't they?
Yeah. What do you make of DeGale's back-to-back tough fights? I mean, it was Brandon Gonzalez, then he fought Durrell. Brandon Durrell. Then he fought Durrell. He fought Durrell for the title, didn't he?
Jack.
Then he fought Butte.
Oh yeah, Butte. Yeah.
Medina.
Then he fought Jack. I mean, that's back-to-back fights.
Well, that's your management team.
That's not good, though, is it?
No, it's not. That's what happened to what's the guy? Is it Francisco Vargas? He fought Kashia Mura.
Yeah.
Then he fights Orlando Salido. Okay. Then he fights Burchelt, and that was it. The Burchelt one was the one that crushed him.
Eventually, it catches up with you. You can't keep having them. And in that, it'd be different if he didn't take, he didn't take punishment. But the problem is he absorbs too much punishment in a fight.
So I think about this. We think about what we just got through talking about, which is Joshua. He fought, which really was a tough. He fought a tough fight in Dylan White, but then after that, he fights Charles Martin and Brazili. Then he fights a tough fight in Klitschko. Then after that, he fought Takum.
Yeah,
you have to balance. You have to balance those things out, because outside of those back-to-back tough fights, you're still talking about training camp, and more damage is done to the body in training camp than sometime in actual fights.
Absolutely. So I don't know. I think James DeGale's on a slippery slope to losing his title. I don't know if it begins against Caleb Truex, but it's not good at all.
Do you think it's a 50 fight?
No, I don't think it's 50. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much of James DeGale is left.
That's true.
I don't know.
He got beat bad in it. I mean, bad in that Jack fight.
Yeah, he took a lot of punishment.
He was out. That was the first fight that he's ever had where he was out this period of time. That's how tough it was.
Yeah.
That's not good. Any thoughts on Rocky Fielding's fight against Skoglund?
Yeah, I mean, he fought Callum, didn't he? That Skoglund.
Yes.
The same guy, Callum Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. There was bits in that. I don't know whether we maybe overrated Callum Smith or underrated his opponent. But the next fight we'll know a little bit more about both, I think.
I learned more about Skoglund. Did you know that he was in Sweden? They're not allowed to box until they're 15 years old, amateur.
No, I didn't know that.
And from when he was much younger, from like I think 10 or 11, all they could do in school was box. Kind of like they could punch, but they weren't allowed to hurt or land heavy punches. So they just played around boxing until years old. So when he had his first amateur bout, I mean, psychologically, he said that may have affected his career, because all he's been doing is like light punching, and he hasn't followed through with punches. So he thinks that may have, we've tracked that back and said, well, possibly because, he spent so many years just being light punching guys, that maybe that's affecting him as a pro now. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but everyone else I've known in boxing has had an amateur career. They've been boxing since they were 7, since they were 10, since they were 11, and were able to throw full proper punches.
Was he one of the guys that went down in weight to fight in this thing?
Yes, he was
Yeah.
light heavy. He went moved down to super middleweight.
Yeah, I think that left might have had an effect on that fight. I wouldn't, I mean, I've not been impressed with Callum Smith's last 2 or 3 fights, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he's not. Well, how do you think he does against Bramer?
Probably it's about the right time to get Bramer. Yeah, I just think it's all timing in it, and I think, I mean, it could go tits up for him, but I expect him to win that fight.
Your thoughts, Bo, on that, on what we were talking about there?
What fight was it? I'm sorry.
Scotland and Fielding.
Wow. I like Scotland in that fight.
Yeah, I do too.
I like Scotland.
Let me throw something at you very quickly, just to rile you up again. What do you think of your countryman Eddie Chambers showing the world his Instagram page?
That doesn't rile me up.
No,
it doesn't rile me up because see, I could be perfectly honest with you. Here's the thing: there are 2 sides to this. Was it how we call it here in America? Was it a bitch move? Yeah, actually it was, because that was a direct message to you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to tell us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to tell us. Like, what it does raise a question: what do you benefit from this, from telling us?
Exactly.
Okay, so it definitely raises that question. So from that aspect of it, I look at it like, come on, man, it wasn't like, if it was something that was like on Twitter and everybody saw it, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But if it's like, my thing is, okay, why didn't the people we don't know that you can go through to get to Joshua and say, hey man, what's going on, man? You sending me these messages, man? What the hell is this stuff, dog? I mean, like, if you sending me something, he's sending me, and it's a direct message, I'm thinking, okay, it's for me, because that means you want to deal with this on a man's level. So then I'm gonna come to you as a man directly, and we either gonna talk it out like men, or we're gonna put gloves on and get in the ring, and we're gonna deal with it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But at the end of the day, I don't believe in putting something out there first like that, because it's sent to me as a direct message. Like, when that's done, that's an unwritten rule that when that's done, that's between me and you. I would like to know how many people direct message him that he didn't tell us about. So there that is. But at the same time, for Anthony Joshua and his team, they have to understand this. When you say your account was hacked, whether you believe it or not, it raises question: who would hack you and then pick out Eddie freaking Chambers to harass? Like, who hacks you to pick out? And the person that hacked you, you telling me the only person they saw first and knew was Eddie Chambers? So that makes no sense. Like, that angle makes no sense to me.
Exactly.
And then from the way it sounds to me, I'll be honest with you, I would have felt better if Joshua would have came out and said, listen, you guys, I was a little drunk, a little tipsy, party too hard, and this is what I did. Blah, blah, blah. Because I remembered a time we was in sparring, and it made me think about some old feelings. I would have respected that than I got hacked. Like, you got hacked, and number one, it took you a whole day to respond. And then number two, I'm supposed to believe the person that hacked you picked out Eddie Chambers. Like, if it was Wilder or Parker or Fury, okay, yeah, I could see that. Maybe you got hacked because look who you're talking trash to, and it was public. But a direct message to Eddie Chambers? No, I'm not. You got to give me something more than I got hacked. And also on the Eddie Chambers side, I just felt that, you know what, man, it was a punk move, man. Why did you tell us, or his manager tell us what was sent to you in a direct message? It's bad on both sides, in my honest opinion, man.
Did you manage to hear the interview I did with Eddie?
Yes, I did. I saw the interview, and I'm gonna tell you what I liked. I liked how you stayed on him about answering the question. Like, no, what would you do? Would you fight him if it came down you fight? Would you fight him if it came down to you fight him? I'm glad you stayed on him about that, because again, what is the benefit? Like, by you making it public, you had to know that there was a something to gain from this if it went the way you thought it was going to go, which is a fight with Joshua, which would be your highest payday ever. So don't try to act like, oh, I'm doing okay, I'm doing good. I got no. You ain't never made this kind of money.
Exactly.
Okay.
What options? So what other options could you possibly have?
Right, yeah, you're right.
Heavyweight champion of the world. What?
Right, he told me, so well, I have to look at my options. No. You ain't never. Now, if it was Wilder, I can understand that, because to get knocked out by Wilder, only get 200,000 or 300,000. Yeah. Right. And then, it's kind of insulting when you say, well, I'm not going to take 30,000. That's insulting. I've never heard Joshua them offer anybody on 30,000. So you're talking $2-3 million payday. Well, then no, come on, man. I'm with you. What option do you have? Ingram?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay, no, I'm just saying. When you said that to him, I was driving my car. I almost hit the car in front of me. I was laughing so hard. I swear to God, I had to hit my brake. I said, "Oh my God!" He said, "Wait, what options do you have?" I said, "Oh my God."
I said, "Okay, so what is the purpose of you putting this out on it? This has become our business once you've put it out on social media. What was the purpose? What were you hoping to achieve?"
Exactly. That
you kept dancing around things all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that Mikey thinks that a lot of people think that Chambers was hiding something. There's more to it than just the text message.
I believe that. I mean, I believe it only because, like, I'm gonna say it one more time. Google Eddie Chambers right now. Tell me when the last time he was relevant. Tell me when the last time he was relevant.
Gerald Washington.
And how long ago was that?
God knows how long that was.
And I'll be honest with you, he wasn't even relevant then, because nobody even remembers he fought George Washington. If you're not a purist like we are, nobody even knows he fought George Washington.
It was sickening night watching that fight.
Yeah, the last time people remember Eddie Chambers is when Klitschko starched him. That's it. I'm being honest.
That's true.
When you mention Eddie Chambers, people say, "Oh yeah, the guy that Klitschko starched." So
with the left hook in the 12th round.
Right. So that's why, so it's like, come on, man.
And that was that was Emmanuel, or the other reason why you are being a bit harsh. It was the Emmanuel Stewart moment where Emmanuel said, "Go out there and stop him." Remember?
Yeah, that's right. He sure did.
Him with the left hook, get him out of there.
That's what he sure.
You forget that.
Remember he told that to Lennox Lewis with Tyson. Like, what the hell are you playing around for? Get this guy.
And I think myself, oh my God. And he went and knocked Eddie Chambers out with a left hook, and I thought, oh, for flip's sake. I don't know. I don't know where this is all going to end up. But there are people saying it's racist, but I can't understand how, like I said, one black man talking to another black man. I don't understand how that's racist. I still don't get it.
Well, those are people who don't like. Those are people that more or less want to point out that Joshua might not be the good old smiley face guy that he's being portrayed to be. That's, if you don't like Anthony Joshua, you look at that and that's how you feel. So, I mean, we've had this discussion before. It's a pointless discussion to have. People say, like, for example, I'm quite sure there's something that Chris may have a friend that could say something to Chris.
Yeah.
That Chris won't let nobody. Like, somebody could say something like, my best friend could say something about my mom, but if somebody else said, "I'll kill your ass." You know what I'm saying? So come on, man.
Yeah. I think, but what's the purpose of it all? I mean, can you understand why Eddie Chambers wanted it? Because when I asked Eddie, "Do you want the fight?" Well, it'd have to be right. And I said, "You don't sound like a man that's hungry. You sound like a man that's pretty much fed. Your heavyweight champion of the world insults you, whether it's a lie or it's not a lie. You jump on it. You're not hungry, man. Where's that hunger? If that was Amir Mansour, and the same thing happened, Mansour would be knocking on Eddie's door the next day."
Actually, I'm about to say, if that was Amir Mansour, he'd be making videos about how, listen, we need to fight, man. You've insulted me. We need to fight.
Exactly. That's a man that's hungry. Eddie Chambers.
That's a man that's hungry, and that's a man that also comes from a different type of element.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it's not the first time in boxing. I'm trying to rattle my brain to think about when another, black fighter has tried to insult another black guy with some kind of comment that we may not interpret it as something that's sort of, well, it can't be racist, but you know what I mean? It's like offensive.
Ali Fraser.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fraser.
come on. Yeah, right. Come on, Gorilla. We in Manila.
Yeah.
There you go. And all these people are getting offended by it. I have to pull up.
Yeah, they're white people though.
Yeah, I know, but these same people, they I call not contrary. They look out of one eye. When Kovalev was doing that stuff about Stevenson,
Adonis Stevens.
Quiet. When De La Hoya had that email and called Heyman the N-word, quiet, not a word. When Angel Garcia made the comment reference about Keith Thurman, quiet, not a word. When Angel Garcia made a statement about Amir Khan, quiet, not a word. Now AJ makes a comment to somebody in a private setting with him and another man, and they both look the same color. What's the problem?
Yeah, there was no race. I personally don't read it as any. There was any race. It wasn't a race. It can't be a racist remark. Surely it was just.
Like I said,
opinion.
If it was a black guy and a white guy in a room together, and it would like AJ said that to Tyson Fury, okay, now we have a conversation.
Yeah.
Well, can we really be honest though? Hold on a minute. Let's be really honest. Let's be really honest. Even if you take, because see, sometimes I think people are sometimes extra overly sensitive.
Yeah.
Because when Kovalev did that to Adonis Stevens, a part of me was offended, but part of me was laughing because that really does look like Adonis Stevens. It's like, oh wait a minute, I can see where this is relevant, and to a certain degree, even with what we saw Anthony Joshua saying about Eddie Chambers, like, dog, you have been irrelevant.
He's dead. He called him a bitch, and what did he go and do?
Yeah.
So he's actually confirmed what Joshua said by sending out the Instagram message and let everyone know about it.
And that's exactly, which is why I told you when I immediately saw it, I thought it was like on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Instagram to find it. Then I heard, oh no, it was a DM. I said it was a direct message. What? I said, man, come on, man.
What the worst thing about this is, like, Eddie's a brother, man. What I mean by brother, he's a guy that I know and I've known him a while. And I tried every which way to give him an out. Every which way. Do you want the fight? Why did you give them? I tried every which way for Eddie to say something along the lines of, I want to fight Anthony Joshua. And at no point in time did he bite. And I'm baffled.
So why if you don't want the fight, why even put it out there? You should just
all right, there you go. Why do it? I don't get it. But they knew that Eddie was coming back. He was making a comeback. They knew he was making a comeback because he made statements earlier on in the month. He was coming back and training with Coach Anthony. But Chambers is now talking about training with Bashir again.
But do these two have like history? Is there like bad blood already in there?
What, between Joshua and Chambers? Well, Chambers was saying that he wanted. I remember Chambers calling out Joshua, and Joshua said, "Get off my nuts! Leave me alone! Get off my nuts!"
All right, okay.
But don't be surprised if you see Chambers suddenly on Sly Sports in some sort of warm-up bout.
Yeah.
And then once you see that, oh, Eddie Chambers is back. And then you start hearing a mouth-watering contest between Chambers and Joshua. Don't be surprised. Really don't be surprised. Because that's the sort of garbage that Sly will give us.
Yeah, it's kind of shit they'll continue to spew out.
Yeah, and then you've got somebody saying mouth-watering, and then you have Johnny Nelson telling us it's a 50-50 fight. And if Chambers lands the right hand, it could be trouble for Joshua. Well, you know the lines.
Oh, we know what's coming. And then they'll sensationalize that whole conversation.
Of course.
And
they'll say
it reminds us. We don't need that shit out there. There's enough shit already out there without trying to sensationalize that kind of crap.
But they'll end up saying it reminds us of the days of when Ali had bad blood with Fraser. Wait, why? That line is coming. You just know it's coming. It's just a matter of if they've got the all-time low to do such a thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, we know they can. They've done it before.
Okay.
Andrew,
Yes, Bo?
yo, have you been enjoying my articles I've been sending you?
Oh, they're fantastic. They prop up the room real nicely. Good stuff, by the way. I'm impressed. I didn't know a man like you could put such words together so articulately. I'm impressed with you.
Hey, you know, it takes, I have to like literally strip myself down to nothing and reinvent myself.
Yes, well, it's good to hear, my brother, that you are putting out good content. I'm impressed with you, and keep going, keep going. Please share it across Twitter as well, and I'll retweet them as well. I'm sure everyone will like a good read because you are very articulate in your articles.
Well, depends on the articles, because I had to turn down a few, man. They wanted me to do one about Cubans. I was like, oh, no, I can't do that one.
I would advise you keep away from that.
Yeah, I can't do that one. I will not be politically correct at all.
Because if we did that, I'd have to start taking blood pressure tablets as well.
Oh,
We wouldn't want that, would we?
no.
Well, okay, then.
Good
Great.
stuff by Chris, by the way. I like his. I actually follow him on Twitter. I like his stuff.
I'm delighted. That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Chris, have you been watching?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I probably don't have as much in-depth knowledge as the pair of you, but yeah, I enjoy like reading your stuff and this whole fight game's about when you're a genuine fan, you learn every day. You don't, you know, it's never the finished. You know, you never stop learning.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to worry about, you know, don't feel bad that you don't have as much in-depth knowledge as me.
That's fine. Yeah, if you don't know as much about it's cool. It's all right. It's not a problem. You don't know much. I mean, you know more than Bo because at least you can pronounce the guy's names right.
Yeah, quick he cut me out because he knew what I was about to say. Did you see that? I've been around this guy too long.
He's definitely got a place in politics. You're right.
Oh dear me, guys! It was great to have you on the show again, Chris.
Yeah, lovely to speak to you both. I really enjoy it.
Chris, thank you so much for your being so articulate and so smart and being so refreshing to have you on the show. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yep. As for you, Bo, well, it was a pleasure having you on the show once again. Tell everybody where they can find you, Bo, and truth and some facts about boxing. Go ahead.
You can find me at Truth and Facts About Boxing.
Some facts about boxing.
You can also find me on Twitter at Truth_FactBox1 and Instagram, Truth_FactBox1. And you can also catch me as part of the Movement family, which consists of 3 kings.
Stop. Not the movement. It's the movement. Please let them know that.
No. The Movement is the family. It's the Movement family. But the Movement is the podcast.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've heard of damn movement.
Yeah, we you know what I'm saying? We organizing now, you know.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
okay, good. That's good to know.
Yeah, you can find me as part of the Movement family, which consists of my show, Colossal Boxing, Prodigy of Boxing, and 3 Kings Boxing. And then you can catch me on the Movement, DAMUVMENT podcast.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy out all your podcasts. I'm gonna bring them all onto BWTM.
Woo, dog. Woo! My God. Oh God. I'm gonna have to have a 2-liter. I'm gonna have to have a 2-liter bottle of high blood pressure pills. Oh guys. But you know, shout out to the Movement family, man. Everybody out there at the Movement family. Shout out to those guys. Much love to Baylorick for bringing me on. And I just want to say, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart, man. This is my brother. My success has been because of the people he's introduced me to. Guys like Mike from Pound for Pound, 78 Sports, and it's been a great ride. Yep. But his thirst, you guys, his re-emergence love for boxing, he is never gonna let me live down the fact that I interviewed Winky Wright and one of the rail guys, and that has drove his fire because I met him about it.
Brother, 2 words, Evander Holyfield.
I know, right? You have a Hall of Fame, dog.
Stop. 2 legends in 1 week, Evander Holyfield and Julian Jackson.
Listen. You are Anthony Joshua to my Riddick Bowe. I will not say Deontay Wilder.
mate.
I would say Riddick Bowe.
Evander Holyfield and Julian Jackson. The case is closed, and I've got a big surprise coming soon for all of you.
Oh,
Real big surprise, including Chris.
hey, Chris, Joe Calzaghe, put him on my show, man. Ingram don't need him, man. He got enough Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's rolling out all these big names.
It's coming. The big names are coming. They're coming even faster now. I'm telling you, they're coming. By video as well. No more this audio business. So they're coming. Exactly. I think that's it, guys. Thank you all so much once again. Bo, glad. Oh, Chris, where can we find you?
Usually on your show.
I'm gonna get you on my show, Chris. That's what I hit you up. I'm gonna get you on the show.
Yeah. Message me on Twitter. You can. Everybody else can find me on Twitter, Chris180 Mason. I sort of do a little bit of Facebook, but I'm not really big into it. But yeah, mainly Twitter is where I can be found. But yeah, thanks, guys. Really enjoy your company. And it's good that we get to chew the fat and just keep it real.
I would suggestion. I want to do a Royal Rumble one night only, UK versus US, and just pack the room with all the big names across the YouTube universe, kind of like what I did last year, but really this year just to read a Royal Rumble, all the names, just jam pack them all into one room, and just see what happens.
Is that going to be like a Rodigan versus Barry G type moment, but with boxing?
Well, I just want chaos, just for one night, absolute chaos.
Everybody got to drink about a liter of whiskey before we start, and then we'll really hit it off.
I think that'd be fantastic, and we just have a set of talking points, and then we have the UK, and then we have the US, and we have it like a debate. I'll just be the moderator, and then everyone else can just go in and just destroy one another. By the end, we have all these YouTube channels destroyed. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I like it.
You want chaos? You want chaos? Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna take this laptop, go upstairs, and tell my 17-year-old daughter and my Black American wife there's no more money in the house.
Oh, by the way, I've got one of those wives as well.
Yeah.
I know how you feel, brother. I know the pain.
All the chaos you want, Jack, when you try to
Guys, thank you all so much once again. This is BWTM Sports, bringing the world closer to you. Thank you all so much once again.